is a tournament of topics. Matt Storm is the brainchild behind this. So, with that being said, if you guys want to, I mean, if you guys are here listening, you guys are able to come to the stage and bring any news topic that you want to discuss to the forefront. And when you bring it to the forefront, what we will do is we will have that conversation with you. We'll speak about it for as long as we can speak about it. But yeah, bring these topics, different things. People, some topics people don't want to speak about, some people will speak about. We also had Vashawn bring a very polarizing topic up, which I intentionally avoided. Okay, but very polarizing topic. That's on the table. We spoke about the Trump plan to give people to self-report and give them $1,000. That was spoken about. We spoke about several other things. We spoke about a drug raid of all things. Okay, for where fentanyl was gotten shake. so we spoke about the drug raid that Bondi spoke about. So we spoke about a merit of topics tonight. Like I said, every topic is available. All you have to do is bring your topic up, give it to us. Okay, give us a quick 2 minute overview of that topic, and we'll debate that topic. So everything's fair game tonight, folks. You guys get to choose the topics. That's what we've been doing, a tournament of topics. We've had some great topics so far tonight. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it back over to our host, Adrian. Adrian is actually hosting tonight. Adrian, the floor is yours.
Awesome. I'm going to take that floor and step on it. All right. Who's got the next topic? If you don't have the next topic, I'm going to give you one.
Let's go for it, Adrian.
Okay. Here, this interests me. The idea of the FBI using facial recognition technology to track pro-Palestinian protesters on U.S. campuses this spring. And that to me, so let's talk about privacy, free speech, public safety. So, my question to you guys is the FBI's use of facial recognition technology justified to ensure campus safety, or does it overreach into privacy and free speech? Who's got the answer?
It's an absolute bullshit of a move. Not because I'm in support of the pro-Palestinian protest of any sort, but it's if you're first of all, they already use this type of technology, right? Let's not we can't sit here and act like we don't know this. If you don't know this, now you do. This type of technology is already used on a daily basis. But the thought of the FBI now saying, hey, we're going to use it to track pro-Palestinian protesters, a protest that was happening, you know, I just feel like that's stupid. That's now they're telling you, okay, now we can pick and choose when we want to use it on some. You know what I mean? Like it's to use that facial recognition on them for what? Now, next thing you know, there's a disturbance or something like that. Something goes on, or there's a peaceful protest, that guess what, maybe the government didn't agree with or the FBI didn't agree with. Now they're using facial recognition to do what, track those people and what, charge them or now taunt them. I mean, it's that's a slippery slope. Like I said, I know that they already use it for many other reasons, especially when it comes to catching certain people, but to directly say we're going to use it for stuff like that, like damn, bro, like
Monty,
I mean, come
Monty,
on.
I'm gonna push back. I'm I'm okay with it. Okay, the reason I'm okay with it is because you can't do shit about it anyway, and um, you know, um, as you start to do that, and you notice a pattern of certain agitators or whatever, there, when Adrian started to speak about this story, I actually thought that she was going to say that they're using it down in the southern border for anyone to come in and leave. Right now, there's no facial recognition, no move, no there no efforts to identify people leaving the southern border. I know when I drove across it the few times I drove across it, I just went right across it and came right back, whatever. But they're going to do that for people leaving. And that way they can recognize people that self-deporting themselves. And they're going to do it for people coming as well. So
Yeah, so
I don't have a problem with it.
No, JB, and that's the thing, right? See, for stuff like that, that's what I mean. I already know it takes place for a lot of things. If they want to start implementing it in places like the border, in such areas to target those people who are at repeat protests, causing havoc, causing trouble, I'm all for that. But when she put it as the pro-Palestinian protesters at the university, what I was basically implying is now they're basically telling you, hey, if you protest at a school, we're going to also use facial recognition to now come after you. You know what I mean? But in regards to everything you're saying, I'm on board for all of that. Absolutely. The more for security because it's already out there.
Marty,
You know what I mean?
Marty, it's good because you got some Haitians out there that's always protesting and causing problems. They can
That's
watch
a fact.
they
That's a
can you know
fact.
they can watch those Haitians and go back and get them, whether they're protesting at school or wherever. Uh, yeah, they
Hey, you know what? If they let me tell you something, because any other Haitian that is here of with legal status or of illegal status will tell them the same thing if they do get caught. Your ass shouldn't have been there. And I can assure you that you can ask any other Haitian, they will tell them your ass shouldn't have been there. So you damn right, JB. So they can use it to catch their ass too.
What about the risk of misidentification using it?
I mean, I think that would help, no?
Yeah, I think it's going to help them identify a bunch of people to
well,
deport.
I think you know that technology is here to stay, man, and you might have to get used to it. You know, when you're walking down the street, no matter what you're doing, you run. You know the CVTV. I mean, over in London, over in Europe, uh, they're using it. They have CCTV all over Europe right now, and so in London, I should say. And so I once again. Um, I travel enough. I go to airports enough and everywhere else. So, you know, I'm in the system. I know I'm in the system. I'm okay with it at this point, you know. But Marty, you know, like I said, you're a strange guy because you're the one that was cheering on them deporting the person, the young lady in Boston, and you cheering on them deporting the gentleman from NYU, but now you're saying, "Oh no, I don't want them to use it for those same reasons." You're
No,
strange too.
no, 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 no,
Now
no.
you're
Don't,
strange
don't,
too.
don't, don't use, don't do that. Don't twist my words. You know what I'm saying? Because in the way that I took it, I'm speaking in protection for protests. That's why I even used the example of a peaceful protest. If it was, you know what I'm saying? If they can just now pick and choose when they want to use this up against protests, and then I doubled down and agreed with
Those
you on the
people
fact
were
that
doing peaceful protests. They were doing peaceful protests.
what was they, why were they deported?
The one was the one was
Why were
deported
they
because she wrote.
deported?
Wait, because she wrote an op-ed in the school newspaper. One of them, okay, and
But
you was cool with
JB, but
it.
if you're not legal, you can't be doing stuff like
No,
that,
they
bro.
were legal. They're in school. What are you talking about?
Well, no, 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 no. Were they protected under? Were they here? Was it DACA? Was it like a what was student
No, no,
visa?
no,
What
no.
were they under?
Green card holder. Put mommy's name on it. Green card holder. Okay. Green card holder, and um, one was a what you call a student visa. So what
So
are you talking
okay,
about? They were
can we
legal.
get a quick conf? You're 100% sure about that, JB?
Bro, I'm 100% sure. Why do you think the cases are so controversial? She
I
hasn't
well
said you.
look, they
Wait,
shouldn't
what's
have been
going on
drawing
is you
that
guys are
attention to
arguing
them,
against
bro.
this. Marty, hold on one second. Guys, I want the rest of the room to listen to what Marty's doing. Marty's been on stage arguing against this all this time, and now he's not aware, but he's saying that if they did this, it's not fair. But for months, he's been saying it's fair what they
No,
did to these
JB,
people, these
you're trying
individuals.
to no, 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 don't do that. That don't the facial recognition. Once again, this was in
No, it's
protection
not. It
of.
doesn't matter. You saying they're going to use it to get find, locate people, and get rid of people. When they stopped that young lady in Boston, and arrested her, okay, all she did was write an op-ed, and she's legal. Okay, when that other guy protested and did marches, NYU, all he did was marches, and you said it was good. He should go. Now you're sitting here saying,
Oh wait,
"Oh,
okay, no, 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 no. See, I was just going back and forth. I just realized, bro, when we was in this room talking about both of those cases, I wasn't even arguing up against that. I just realized that they just basically came back to me. Like, nah, when we was in those rooms those days, bro, I wasn't. Even though I was like, even though I stand on the, if they're gonna get deported because they're illegal, they're gonna get deported.
They're
But
not
in regards to,
illegal.
and hold on, but in regards to how it took place, I wasn't arguing against you that day at all. I had to go back for a second. I wasn't against that. Like, nah, that the way it went down and the way they were targeted. Because remember, bro, if you're going to deport people, I always said it. If you're going to deport people, use it as blanket if you're going to use it that way. But if you can't go into the mass and just pick and choose the one and the one, now if they're a troublemaker, that's different. But for the lady or whatever the case is who was protesting, nah, bro, I was on your side with that. Yeah, nah, come on.
Okay,
Bro,
well,
I just said, no, I had to go back to. I just realized what two people we were talking about because I'm like, wait, what is this guy talking? Nah, we good, man. But all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, if the way they're running deportation, if they're gonna get deported, if I didn't, anyways, I'm gonna leave it there because I just realized we were on the same side with those two stories.
you guys heard that, right? Now, when Marty changes up, when the MAGA people come around, I want you guys to
Man,
listen to that.
listen, I stand 10 toes anytime and all the time. Don't play with me. They in the room right now. Stop playing. But if you're illegal though, bro, and I will say this, and I'll stand 10 toes on that. You can't be, and you here in the country, you paying your taxes, you working, you can't be drawing no heat to you. I'm sorry, and that's just what it is. I get it. You do have certain rights that are privy to you, but you just can't be drawing that type of heat to you because if it leads to you now getting in trouble with the law and end up getting deported, hey, you asked for it. Sorry, you knew you was illegal.
Okay, Marty. Good. That's good points. Good points. Hey, anyone want to say anything about this? Any thoughts?
Marty, didn't you say one day and you was laughing your ass off that the Haitians was gonna go in and start hiding?
You damn right I did. That's why.
Exactly,
Wait, but no,
exactly.
but that's why earlier I just told JB that if a Haitian found out that an illegal Haitian that is living here in the country was doing something in a form of even protests, even a protest, even being at a protest or doing something that led to them getting caught up by the police, I kid you not, they will say, why the hell was you over there? Yo, Ash, you know damn well the police is out, ICE is out right now, things are hot. Why is you not at home? During these times, you know strictly damn well you go to work, you go to church, you take your ass home. So that don't change. Absolutely, I was saying that. Ain't
So
nothing
I'm
changed.
interested in seeing what's gonna happen for Wadika in New York this year. The God and Divine, all of them, whoever's in here. I thought about that. I said, I wonder what Wadika is gonna look like this year. It's gonna be wild.
Anyone? Anyone? You guys, come on, come on. Let's
Alright,
do
I'm
some
a
more
little slow right
topics.
here. What's Wanaka? Feel me? I'm a little, be a little slow sometimes.
It's
What's
the
that,
West
Rachel?
Indian. It's the West Indian parade, Juve and Carnival, but it's here in New York. It's massive. It's like humongous. My first
Eastern
one,
Parkway.
yeah, my first one, the 18-wheeler trucks, Divine just took me out. My boss tried to tell me, oh, they're gonna. I'm like, oh, well, in New Orleans, we have the floats and the parades. I'm thinking like that. She said, no, I think it's something different. And then I started seeing the officers like, why are they putting the earplugs in their ears? When those 18-wheelers started coming through, I was like, oh my God. So it's like massive 18-wheelers. They hold them out completely, put in massive sound systems, and each country from the West End has its own, and people from the country that's being represented by that particular 18-wheeler, they're all on it, and so they may be serving drinks, just everything. But then people from the entire country, they're behind it. And when Haiti came through, I was like, oh my God, look at all these Haitians. It was beautiful. It was massive. It was unbelievable. Um,
Every year, baby. But guess
it's
what?
wow.
Ice ain't gonna stop that. Ice
And
can't
then
stop that.
and then 13 people got
And I don't know about that part and stuff. But no, it was listen, it was amazing to see like all of the different countries represented, the dancing and what have you. It was funny to see how they were dancing on the cops, like literally dancing on them. and the cops just had to stand still. They couldn't do anything. So it was hilarious. Some of them like went behind the barricades to try and get away because they knew what was getting ready to happen. I guess they're used to it and what have you. But it's beautiful to see all the different countries coming through. But those 18 wheelers is just massive. The whole ground, building, everything would shake. Total fun. But I don't know. I don't know.
Ice
Marty,
can't stop the show. I'm
Marty,
telling you, Ice
Marty
cannot stop. Listen, Rachel, remember, these things have been going on for a very long time. Deep mass deportations have been going on for a very long time. And every year, I've attended several myself.
It has never been
Every
like this,
year.
Marty. It has never been like this. I don't recall in my lifetime that it has been crazy like this regarding
Right
immigrants.
now in
So
Boston, right now in Boston, right now in South Florida, Caribbean events are still sold out, are still hot every single weekend. People are still outside. Remember, the thing is, people just understand how to move. People, like, I'm sorry. I mean, I guess when you're in communities where it's heavily populated by a lot of people who don't have legal status and whatnot, like, people just know how to move. And a lot of them Haitians, like, they know how to move. They really do.
mhm.
You really don't hear too much more of them just getting popped like that. So what I'm trying to say is, for large events like that, for everything that you're seeing going on, I get it. People are getting deported. You're seeing stories. Stories are being inflated. But like, I mean, like, listen, this is
Nothing being
nothing
inflated.
new.
Things are really
This,
happening.
no, but what I'm saying is this is nothing new, Rachel. And I'm not trying to diminish
No,
or I'm not trying to.
but you can't lie and say, Marty, or can't deny rather that what's going on right now has happened before. It has not happened before with the
In which
way
way? In regards to what?
in the way that it's being carried out, in the way that they're doing things. This has never happened
The
before.
only
Again,
thing the,
not in my lifetime. It has never
the,
happened
the
before.
only
The
thing
ones
right
with
now.
TPS status, they've not been messed
You
with
too.
like
I'm gonna
this.
I'm gonna take three more Advil. Julian, get your ass up here.
Take
Hold on, hold
20,
on, hold on, hold
Cindy.
on, hold on. Listen. The only thing right now that we can
You
call
guys
that is
behave.
that
Don't
has been
listen to me.
different.
We
Well, the
behaving,
only
Cindy.
thing, the only
Good,
thing
because
that
we're
I what
bringing Julie and I are bringing a couple
Cindy.
more people in there. Wait a minute. We're bringing a couple more
You know,
people
Cindy
into
have
this room.
menopause brain.
Yes, I have menopause. Chantel, is she in yet? Julian, watch for Chantel. Okay, good. You guys can keep arguing
All
now.
right.
Good brother. Good brother.
Okay.
Got a rocket
So
ship.
Rachel, right now of
What's
deportation of what's
Rachel?
happening.
Rachel. Isn't it
Gotcha.
Rachel?
It's Rachel.
One of them is Rachel.
Well,
Yes, there we
that's
go.
why I just want to
Okay.
picture. You call her Rachel.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so anyways, the only thing
What
different
Thug talking
that
about?
I see happening right now is in regards to the CCOT, right? With the people going to CCOT, they shipping
Amen.
them straight up into CCOT. But in
Jesus.
regards to people getting popped by ICE grabbing people up off the streets, this, that, and the third, we've
Okay.
seen this
I
under
have to make
previous
a news break.
administrations.
News
No,
break, news break,
no.
news break.
Yes, we
Can
have. Go ahead.
Marty,
Go ahead.
please. Can everybody say hi to Chantel, please?
Hey
Chant-
Chantel, welcome to the
Hey
Thunderdome.
Chantel, wait, welcome to DTN. Welcome to Chatter. What's happening? How you doing? How you doing, Miss?
Hey guys, I'm happy to be here.
it's mostly a safe space, Chantel.
no, no, it's not. When you come in this room, watch
No, no,
out.
no. 100%. It is not a safe space.
Cindy, I know
And
you
I
not
want
talking
you to
about
put
me.
your Chantel. I want you to put your armor gear on because it's not like when you're with us, Julie and I, on Instagram Live or like we're shooting the shit on Instagram. These people are really fucking cuckoo crazy, like really cuckoo crazy. I'm just
Chantel,
gonna let you know that.
I
Cindy's chatter name is Thug.
And
oh
So
Lord.
that just
and
tells you right there.
Chantel, she is Angry Bird because she's very angry.
Chantel, that's her perception.
Okay.
Okay.
By the way, Cindy's father agreed with me. It's on video. He said, "Yeah, Rochelle, I agree. Cindy is a thug." I'm just saying,
Cindy,
it's
which
on
side is
video.
she on? Cindy, what team is she on? Cindy, what we looking
I
like here?
I would think Chantel is probably leaning more to Republican than Democrat, but you'll have to ask her.
Chantel, who you voted for?
I voted for Trump.
See, I can
Let's
read.
talk about
I
it.
can read. I can read my people.
Boo.
My people that follow me are more like-minded like me than like you guys. That's why I'm going to flood the gates with
Flood it,
my
Cindy.
people from
Flood
Instagram
it,
to absolutely dismantle you people.
Cindy.
So Chantel, I'm
You
gonna
can't
let you know right
dismantle
now,
us, Cindy.
Chantel.
Just stop
So
it.
Chantel, since you just went ahead and put that out there, I'm gonna let you know right now. They're pulling out all their butter knives, all their steak knives, but don't worry, all they're covered with is feelings, emotions, and tears. They're going to overwhelm you with it, but don't worry. Within there, they may have a few facts lying within there, but I assure you not, this is not a safe space, but you're safe here now that we know what team you on, what side you on.
And
But
Marty, it even
yeah,
gets
man,
better.
Oh my
Spoken by
God.
a
I am
Guess
hypocritical
scared.
guess
What the hell
Republican.
did I
guess
just walk
what?
into?
Team
Yes,
Storm,
man.
baby.
What the
Chantel,
Okay.
hell are
listen, as
you?
long as you
And
come
then
with your
guess
facts,
what? Hold
Chantel,
on.
you'll be fine. But if not,
Michelle.
we will annihilate
Michelle.
you. Yes,
Oh my
thug.
God.
Yes,
Okay.
thug.
Guess
Yes.
what she does for a living?
What?
No shit.
Vote
Tell.
against
Don't.
women's
Y'all
Don't.
don't
rights.
Don't
run
tell
off
her.
the new people.
Don't
Be
Oh
tell
my
her.
nice.
goodness.
What do you think she does for a living?
I don't know, Cindy. She built houses. How about
You,
that?
She
she
votes
sure
against
fucking
women's
does.
rights for her
And
own
she
benefit.
plays, hold on, and she plays in the $950,000 price range, okay?
What does that
And
have to do
she's
with the
only
price of tea
35,
in China?
and she's got 4 kids,
What does it have to do
and
with the
she,
price of tea in China, Cindy? We
because
annihilate you
anybody
every
that's a
day.
builder is a
We
10 plus
annihilate you
10.
every
And if
day,
you're a
Cindy.
female builder, you get a fucking 100 in my book, okay? Now, what
Well, yeah,
else?
she definitely get a
Thank you.
100. Woohoo. But Cindy,
Nelson, this
we
app
annihilate
is
you.
So
crazy. Oh
she's
my
not talking
God.
the talk, she
Very
walks the
much
walk,
Uh
okay?
Chantel.
There's
oh.
a difference. She walks the
I'm
walk.
over here dying laughing. This is crazy.
And
Cindy,
she
So
doesn't.
so she voted against women's rights for a
Nah,
tax
man, get
break.
that
Is what
Mom,
she
woman's
did?
please
rights
stop the
bullshit out of
talk,
Yeah,
here.
okay?
shut that out of
woohoo.
here.
Get
That's what
that
she
bullshit
did?
out of here. She voted for what was right. She
Chantel, like,
voted
get
for
your
Yeah.
No,
the
Chantel,
yeah,
listen.
yeah, 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 yeah.
how you
That's what
like
So
she
I
Trump
voted for.
now,
needed to vote.
Chantel?
I voted.
How you like him now, Chantel?
She's
Did you
loving
did you
him.
did you vote for everything that he's doing, Chantel?
Okay, my thing is I completely understand what he's doing. Right now he's doing damage control. So it's going to be a little uncomfortable for everybody right now, but for the long run everything's going to be fine. So you
Let's
guys just have to
go.
That's
understand that.
right, Chantel. You
Boom!
tell
And
them.
as a
Boom, boom,
mom,
boom, boom, boom.
I'm for grocery prices going down at this point. So
Have they
I
gone
And
you
down,
they've been
know,
Chantel?
going down.
Have they gone
Amen.
down, Chantel?
give it
Yes, they
time.
have been.
He's doing corrective
Give
measures.
give it
So just
time.
give it some
Okay.
time because he walked into a fucked up economy. He walked into this. You can't just have him snap his fingers and expect things to go back or, for inflation to come down. He's doing what he needs to do. He's making the decisions that he needs to make in order for, things to get back in order. So just
Chantel, we
relax.
love your perspective. So, is the economy better
Here comes the
today
bullshit, Chantel. Get
than it
ready.
was when he came in office, or is
Bullshit
it the
Michelle,
alert.
same?
just
Bullshit
look,
alert.
look at me,
Which
Michelle.
one?
I
Yeah,
mean,
typical. This is
Chantel,
what
just stay with
Chantel.
me. Stay with
This
me,
is what
honey.
your
Stay
people
with
do,
me.
Chantel. They all try and come off at one time when a real question is being answered. So, Chantel, how do you like the fact that he's letting white Afrikaners come in on refugee status from South Africa while kicking out the other ones who are on refugee status that are not white?
Don't fall
What?
for it. We
How do
all
you
don't
feel
like
about
it.
that?
Don't
No.
fall for it,
Okay.
Chantel.
Hey,
She's trying to bait and switch you.
that's what Trump is doing. That's what Trump is. I'm just asking her for her opinion.
Wow.
Why y'all
Okay.
listen? What I'm listen. That's what we talked about earlier.
Oh, so you guys are able to turn on the video as well. This is my first time on this app, like 100%.
Oh,
I've
welcome,
never been on
Shatter.
the app. I don't know if it's an ad that's playing. It's a lot going on. But with regards to all that stuff that you're talking about, sweetheart, let me tell you something. I'm a newfound Republican. I used to be a Democrat because I was raised to be a Democrat. I'm 35 years old. And when I started making money and moved into a new tax bracket, things just didn't add up for me. So I may not know the ins and outs of everything. I won't pretend to know everything and to be so politically correct or, to be able to debate you about whatever situation you're talking about because I don't know everything. But I made a personal decision for my household and where I am to vote for this man because I believe that he can correct the economy so that I can get back into doing business the way I know I need to do business so that my children can eat food in have food in the refrigerator that I know is not like super expensive and I'm not spending all of my money on freaking eggs or milk or bread. So for me, I did what I had to do for my household. All of the
Let's
other
go.
No, and that's very good, Chantel. At least you're honest with your answer. You have your cohorts in here that will fake it till they make it, and then turn around and cry and say they didn't say anything. At least you're
Oh
falling
boy.
along the
now
lines of along the lines of Cindy, who at least she's neutral and she's fair. But a lot of these people in here that claim to be Republican, it's not the case and stuff for them.
You
So that's
have
why
the
I asked you the question.
audacity to
The
talk about neutral
absolute,
and fair.
no, I said Cindy. I said Cindy on the Republican side and stuff. She is that way, but not the rest of y'all, Marty.
No,
Because you
you're
back,
right.
Not
She's
even
Marty,
right.
Marty. No,
yourself.
Marty.
Not
No,
even
Thank
she's
you,
you.
thank you for
she
acknowledging,
Get
Cindy,
no,
that
she's
out
I'm
right. There
right in
of
there are
everything, Cindy.
things
here.
that I
Especially
don't
you, Marty.
agree. Hey, listen, we
Yeah,
have
me.
to have a frontal lobotomy if we agree with everything any president does, okay? So let's get that straight. So none of us agree 100% on what Biden has done, what
Yeah,
Trump has done, because we really would all be brain dead if that was the case, okay? So
yeah.
let's
Hope you don't
call,
have
let's call it,
daughters. I hope you
So
don't
from
have daughters.
let's be fair
No,
to
here's
it.
the thing. From the standpoint of like the economy, when it comes to business, when it comes to finances, when it comes to like how we're surviving and how we're eating out here, Trump is the guy to make things right. But when it comes to other things, like as far as like woman's choice or a woman's right to choose, I still 100% believe that it's my body, my right to choose. I don't agree with not being able to make a decision that's correct for what I feel is correct in my
Bingo.
life. However, that's why we just have to play by the rules. Like if I know that I can't get an abortion, then I need to protect myself. I need to get on birth control. My children, if I have a daughter who's out there having sex, then she may need to get on birth control. Protective measures, because these are the laws. So that's just where I'm at right now with it. But
Don't you
no,
think
Cindy's
trans
right.
should
I
be
don't
I
able
want
to
to
play
love,
women's
agree
I
with
sports?
love you.
everything.
I just adore you. She's in my industry. She's just all good, man. She's
Don't you
all
think
good.
trans should be able to
I'm
play
happy for
women's
you, Cindy.
sports?
Hell no.
No, they shouldn't be able to play in women's sports.
They
Period.
should,
No,
right?
No, they shouldn't.
they should not. Not at all.
Should not. Capital.
No, men play with men, women play with women. Period. Not
Maybe
even
that's
in
it.
conversation. And she's right. Her body, her rights. But did you hear what she said? She's also going to be responsible with her body. And if she has a daughter that's having sex, she's going to make sure she's responsible. Okay?
But
Yes,
but
this room is crazy, Chantel. I warned you. My room at 5 o'clock is much calmer.
but
Did
Sandy,
y'all talk about the
hold on,
You
ceasefire?
can handle
Divine.
this room, Chantel. You can handle anything on here.
Did y'all talk about the
See, I
ceasefire?
see.
What are you talking about now, to God?
Man, let them blow each other up. We don't care.
Now they said it's a ceasefire. They said Trump brokered a peace deal.
Which countries
Why
are
you
you
in here
telling?
blowing smoke like this?
India and Pakistan.
Yeah, that's
You ain't talking
remained
about
to
that?
be seen. They've had a lot of ceasefires, but for
That
now,
that
the
happened
the
last
flames,
night.
yeah, the flames. But I want to touch
Yeah,
upon
but
something.
right now they're both claiming that it's been
Big, did you
broken.
welcome Chantel to chatter?
No, what Chantel is this? Is this Chantel from Florida?
This is Chantel that just came into the room
Yes,
tonight.
I was born in Florida, but I live in Texas. Hi.
Hi, how are you, Chantel? I'm Jonathan.
I know
What
who
what are
you
you
are,
are you a
Jonathan.
This is
Democrat or Republican?
Jonathan's room, honey. This is Jonathan Bing's room.
I
Are
know.
you
I remember you from Clubhouse.
do you?
I do.
Okay, so Cindy brought you
Oh
over?
shit.
She did.
Is he just as
So
crazy in
okay,
this as he was
so
in
she's
Clubhouse?
trouble. Okay, she's trouble.
Oh, she is an ally, Jonathan.
And not one of yours.
Boom. She's one of us.
Well, I respect the fact she's from Texas. All the Texans speak up in here, so
Let's
there you
go,
have it.
A
baby.
lot of
Hey,
Texans in here, Rochelle.
Lady
She
Jonathan,
ain't from
Chantel.
Texas. She from
And we're
Florida.
always the loud ones.
The craziest people in this world come from Florida.
Loud is correct. No, I've been
Yeah,
in
but the
Texas
best come
like
from
10,
Texas.
11 years now. So
Hey, Mrs. or Miss Chantel, if I may just run something by you, because you mentioned reproductive rights, right? What do you think about pertaining or that premise with grape or complications during pregnancy? Because it doesn't just the buck doesn't just stop there, right? You got grape victims, and you have
She
complications
said she
during.
believes a woman can do what
No,
she wants to do
I
with
just
her
want to
body.
hey,
like pick
Cindy, can
apart
she
her
speak for
brain.
herself?
Damn,
No,
Cindy.
Danny, I'm going to help her.
She's
So shush.
She
protected. Hey,
don't need
auntie,
your help.
I
She's
know
doing
what
quite
to
chill.
do,
well by on her
Rochelle.
own. She
You've
been
done
handling
that three
herself.
I
times now.
mean,
I'm
But
going
she
to
I
also
am
did
not
make
the
that
best
part pretty
public
obvious, though.
speaker. I am a little
Yeah,
It
but she
shy.
wasn't
can
This
still
is
obvious
a
to
speak for
me.
lot
I'm
for
herself.
asking
me.
a
you're
clarification
going to ask me
You've
a
been doing
question.
you've been
question.
doing great, Chantel.
You've been
Y'all
doing
threw
great,
me on.
Chantel. I
Thank
want
you.
to
Y'all
say, I
put me
want to
on the
welcome
spot.
Chantel, tell y'all don't run her off.
We are on opposing sides,
Hey,
and
Chantel, let me tell you something. Don't listen
wait,
to these
hold on,
women, bro. They're gonna be
no, no,
coming
no,
down. They're
no,
gonna be
hold
coming
on,
at your neck
Marty,
next week.
Marty,
Go on
They're
mute,
gonna be
Marty,
coming
Marty.
at you next week,
Marty.
Oh yeah,
Chantel.
oh
Do
yeah,
not,
because we
Marty.
gonna come for her, but that
Wait
don't
a
mean
minute.
she can't
Hold
Marty.
on,
be
hold
said to
on,
be
hold on,
said.
hold
bro.
on.
Do
What
not.
are
Hey,
you
Hold on,
talking
Chantel,
hold
about?
on.
listen. They're
Church.
trying to warm
Chantel,
up to. Hold on one
we
second,
gonna come
Rachel.
for
Listen,
you,
listen, because
but
this is
but
with love,
she's
right?
speaking up.
Listen.
Marty, hold on, Marty. You cut me off. Let me finish. Damn. So, anyways, what I want to say is, I first of all, shouts out to you to be a 35-year-old woman with 4 kids doing your damn thing out
No, no,
here.
no. I only have three. I only have
Oh,
God damn, you
three.
see what I'm talking about? She
wait a
starting
minute.
early.
Hold on.
Making up stuff.
Cindy said
All right, I made
four.
a mistake. I said
No,
four. Shoot me.
Cindy said four. I'm
I
not
did.
making
I
up
said
stuff.
four.
Sounds
I'll
like
So,
go
she
through
should
it.
so
speak for
with three
herself.
Anything
kids,
after two is 22. So go ahead.
so I just want to shout you out. But I will say this: I wasn't going to say anything because, we need to be nice to new people. This room does get crazy, but I was going to say, and I'm going to say this with a lot of kindness and sincerity. I hear you, and you're right. This room is full of a lot of informed people, and they've been doing this for years, right? But I will say that on really important issues that affect our children, when you said you were from Texas, I said, oh, I got to say something, because I just want to be clear that sometimes a woman becomes pregnant not because she was irresponsible. And right now, you live in a state where their laws are really strong that do not make exceptions for rape and incest. So I want you to think about that, as you are guiding your conversation around that particular issue, is that by supporting Trump and his policies, that you
Trump did
also,
not put that into
wait a
effect.
minute, hold on,
He brought
Cindy,
it
let me
down to the
land.
states for Sean. The
Cindy, let me
state of
land.
Texas voted
Cindy,
in no
Let me
abortions. That
land.
is not
Cindy, let me
Trump.
land,
Well, I'll let you
please.
land, but then say it correctly.
No, no,
All
no.
he
Hold
did was
on.
pass
But
it down to the
Cindy,
states.
Let me land, okay?
Yeah,
Let me
you land.
land.
Go ahead, you land.
Thank you. All right. So, what I'm saying is that his policies and his leadership for the Republican Party that allowed the proliferation of what has happened, okay? So, I stand on that, Cindy. Okay. I stand on that. Now, you can argue against it. That's fine.
Again, I'm
But
going to say the state. The
hold
state
on.
voted it
It's the
in.
state, but his administration, his judicial appointments, all the things that he did with the overturning of Roe v. Wade, I hold that on him. And anything that happens after that, and that is my personal opinion, I'm not presenting that as fact. But what
Blah,
I
blah,
will
blah.
say, hold on, I just wanted to say, because I heard something. I heard Chantel say, I'm going to be responsible and I'm going to make sure my daughters are responsible. But along with that, you also have to say, in support of that, is that if they are somehow they're a victim of rape, that the law state that they were still would have to have that child. So I just wanted to throw that out there, Chantel. And no response is needed, but just something to think about.
No, I completely understand that part of it. There are states that can travel to terminate pregnancies. It's not, there are options
Hello.
in that
There's state,
situation.
but
If it needs to
Hello.
happen, it can
Chantel,
happen.
Chantel, with respect, some of these states forbid you from going to other states to have that abortion, and it's still against the law if you go to another state to have that abortion, that procedure.
Mhm.
Let's be clear.
So you go to
This is
jail if
true.
they
Texas
say
is one
Yeah,
of
no.
those
and
states.
you know,
Texas is one
Chantel,
of those states.
and that's the difference
Yeah.
between a right and a
And
privilege. Just
again,
because
that's not to
some
say that I
people are
agree
privileged,
with
just because some
100%
some
of
people are
everything in
privileged.
every law that has been, ruled upon. I don't. Not 100%. It came to the bottom line of why I made the decisions that I made. I did what I had to do for my household. But I'm here to learn, I'm here to absorb, I'm here to, give my opinion when I feel like I'm competent or knowledgeable enough to give it. I'm not here to, play any games with anybody. If I don't know something, I don't know. If I'm learning, I'm learning. I'm here for it. But the bottom line for why I made my decisions are why I made my decisions. I don't 100% agree with everything. So hopefully that, answers your
Well
question.
said. Well said.
Yeah,
Shut
yeah,
their ass up. Hell
and
yeah.
God bless
Boom.
you,
And
and God
what
bless you,
Go
topic we
for it.
sister.
going to, Adrian? I know we
If I
got a
may,
new
real quick.
topic coming.
Marty and Storm
Chantel,
are
Chantel, I want to
different.
point this out as well. I want to point
Oh,
this out. If you
God.
notice, the people that call themselves conservative on the right, they're the one that's being disrespectful and rude, and the ones that's on the left, they're just having some
Oh,
regular conversation with you.
JB, don't you
One
dare.
second, one
Oh
second. They're not
my
the ones saying shut
God.
the hell up. They're not the one doing that. So all they're gonna do this. They're not the ones prepping you for something that's gonna eventually come. They're the ones that's being outwardly rude while saying that everyone else is rude. I just want to point
Mm.
that out to
We
you.
just
Oh, I
protect
know.
you from
No,
You
I,
know
Republicans
I
are
what?
caught
I'm
rude.
that.
so.
I caught
You know what,
that.
Chantel? As a matter of fact, I'm glad he pointed that out because you're going to
Thank you,
remember
Monica.
that when you realize that it's complete opposite of what he just pointed out to you. So it's absolutely going to stand out when you realize that what he just fed you was a load of crap right there. And he's just listen to two of the podcasts that are downloadable on Apple and Spotify. But anyways, listen to just two of those, and you'll realize that what he just said was a crock of shit. But
But Marty,
anywho,
she just said she caught it, so she heard it for herself. She literally said, "I caught
Oh,
that."
she knows Rochelle. You don't
She
need to point
yeah,
it
literally
out
yeah,
to
yeah,
said,
everybody.
yeah.
"I caught that."
That's
No.
okay,
What are we
Rachel. That's okay.
saying?
You know what?
What are you
Small.
telling her
Okay,
then?
okay, Rachel. She caught it. Okay, yes, she caught it. I'm
Okay,
so yes. Okay,
We
okay.
digress.
Chantel, thank you for
Marty, we
being a
got to get
free
Yes, we
Scott
thinker.
digress.
going
Yeah, yeah,
here.
we
Thank you
digress.
for
We
being a
digress.
free
God
thinker
Yeah,
bless.
yeah.
and not going along with these guys because you literally
Right,
said
right,
what you
right.
said, and he tried to
Jeez,
tell you something
Chantel.
different.
Chantel, do you know the definition of a rhino?
Oh my God. Adrian, what do
Oh
we
my
Oh my
have?
Lord,
lord,
help
what
us.
is that?
Huh?
No, what is it?
Ask your compatriots what a rhino is.
Yeah, this is Adrian's room. Adrian, get
Yeah,
your
this
room.
is not your room,
Adrian,
Scott.
man, take
Thank you.
control of this, man.
I
These
gotta get
Democrats
caught
in here
up on
losing
the
their mind.
Adrian,
lingo. What's
reel him
going
in.
on here?
To God, just well, first of all, just give the definition of a rhino. If you're going to ask the question, have the answer.
Republican in name only.
And
Uh,
that meant nothing. Back to you, Adrian.
Yeah,
Somebody
Welcome to
send
the
him to the
room,
goo.
next.
Cindy. Welcome to the room,
Man, send his
Chantel.
ass to the goo for that.
Kick him
Okay,
out.
welcome to the room. Tournament of topics. We've actually had a really great night. I mean, we haven't had that much arguing, a little debating going on. We're talking about topics. So, who's got the next topic? Let's, well,
I got a
Chantel, I just
topic.
want to open this up to you first as the guest, the newest Rocket member guest. Do you have a topic, something on the news that you would like to talk about? Want to share?
no, not right now. I just want to absorb what's going on. I don't even know who's talking or how to like work this app, so not today.
You got it. You got it. Very nice. I'm Adrian. Okay, who's got the next topic? Let's hear it.
I got a topic, if I may.
Awesome. Go ahead. Well, tell us your name if you're on Are you on
Yes,
Clubhouse?
ma'am. I am Bull.
Oh,
Uh,
good.
Thanks for having me.
Okay.
Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore, USA, and General Langley. What's the verdict?
Huh?
Okay, y'all don't know
I
about
didn't
this?
understand
Okay,
anything he
cool,
said.
cool, cool.
Yeah, repeat that. Repeat it.
Burkina Faso and Ibrahim Traore versus USA and General Michael Langley.
Great. Now give us
Yeah,
the
yeah,
backstory so
they
we
need to
can
stay
be
out of it. They need
educated.
to leave him alone. Leave what he's doing in his country alone in Africa. He's liberated them by booting the French and whoever else out of it. And he's building up infrastructure, building up water plants, building up manufacturing, and yeah, he's trying to create. Well, he has created his own currency, and they need to leave him alone. He's very successful. He's beloved throughout the continent. You have other countries like Ghana telling everyone that's over there messing with their gold mines, you can no longer deal directly with the gold mines. There's this system we have in place now. You have the president of Rwanda who kicked out the Chinese with everything that they were doing with the ponds and everything. So you have a lot of leaders now standing up to the Westerners who have come in and basically run roughshod over their resources, now reclaiming it. And he's powerful and he's spreading. And so he's a threat. And now this is what they're doing. He hasn't done anything to the United States of America. He literally has said he's doing transactional business only. No longer will his country be raped while they're poor. They don't have infrastructure. They don't have lights. But the other countries that's taking from them have everything. So I love what he's doing, and the U.S. needs to stay out of it.
Okay. Our
You know they
Clubhouse.
coming for his head.
Oh, 19 times they've tried to assassinate him already, just like Muammar Gaddafi and stuff. But, here we are. He's still standing. And I'm glad that he's former military as well. But he's doing some great, great things through liberating his country. I love it.
They're coming for his head. So if an African country is trying to liberate themselves
and you'd be okay for them coming for the head, for the
No, no,
Western
no. I
coming
think
for
I
the
think you
head?
mis I
He,
think you misheard.
yeah,
I think you misheard.
explain it to him, Margaret. Explain it to him.
What I was basically agreeing with her. I'm saying yes, they're coming for his head. I've actually been following that
Tell him
story.
what that means. He doesn't understand that colloquialism. Tell him
Oh,
more.
okay. So what I mean by yeah, basically the powers that be that are raping that country, they're definitely I do believe that they're trying to formulate a plan to do exactly what I just said, come for his head, find a way to take him out. Because if he succeeds in what he's doing, I mean, there's a lot of countries profiting. I mean, insanely profiting from just them alone. So if he succeeds and you get your fellow countries to succeed, I mean, you talk about liberating Africa. I'm just saying. So yes, I stand on that statement. They're coming for his head, and I'm not saying that I'm okay with that or that's what I want. Absolutely not. I would love to see this man succeed and continue on his mission right now. I'm just looking. I made that statement based off of the history of that country on in any other previous leader who's had momentum or gained momentum, wanting to do the same things.
But
And
Who are
you
the
don't
countries
believe.
profiting?
what's happening is that the other countries are starting to follow suit. Where this was something because he went just full scale. Everybody get out. You can't do business, period, unless it's transactional and what have you, and building up in
Mainly
this
the
country.
French.
It's expressly the French, right? But this is with anyone that he feels as though has not been um, doing business fairly with them. But the fact that other countries are starting to do the same, even if in Ghana, like it's small, it's with the gold reserve, but they're heavy on cocoa also, right? So it's different things and what have you. And other countries are following suit, and so you know what that's like, right? One person do it, another person has the courage to stand up, then another person. Then when they start doing it in mass, then it's a problem. It's a problem for all of the West, the people that's just been going over there raping the continent of the gold, of the diamonds, of the minerals and stuff, of the cocoa, of all the different things. I think it's is it uranium over there also, I believe. Just all these type of precious metals and things. So I love what he's doing.
I think we're in a new era right now. I think we're in a new Africa. These are not the old age or the old time when only one country is doing good and the West want to suppress them and want to kill them. I think there's a lot of communication going on right now. I think there's a lot of eyes have opened right now. We're not in the past. We're not in the 60s. We're not in the 70s. When the 200s right now. So access to information is so easy. So I think it's going to be very difficult, especially for the West to try and bring any of those, Africans leaders down, especially if they're not committing genocide or if they're not doing something wrong. And other African countries, I believe, will emulate and go the same way. This is completely different from Gaddafi. It's completely different. It's a new era right now. So that's one thing I want us to look like. I never thought, and I wouldn't even believe or think that, the West, yeah, you're right. The French, they've done so many atrocities not only to that guy, even to the neighboring West African countries as well. And they have woken up. They have absolutely woken up.
You know where the awakening is coming from? The median age for Africa as a continent is 18. That's it's young, and so these young people, they're the ones who have access to all of the socials and things of that nature, and so they're just not having it. So they're starting to realize that it's power. They have power in numbers, so they're starting to vote a lot of these old heads out of office that's been corrupt and making all these deals for themselves and their family members, and then when their time is up, going over to live in the UK or somewhere like that and stuff, they literally are saying enough. And so even if, because they've attempted 19 times to try and take this guy out. Again, like I said, luckily he's military. But even if something happens to him, I believe that he has set successions in place so someone can carry it on, and they'll keep doing that because they do have a firm grip, a firm hold on things, and it's just up from here. But the more alliances that they build across the continent with other countries and other countries that follow suit and do the same, and they stick together, it'll just be awesome. I love it.
Again, it's a new era. It's a new generation right now. Communication is, by their hands. A lot of, like you said, Rachel, a lot of these youngsters, 20, 19, 18, 20, 30s. They're so exposed right now. I mean, computer, they can, the world has become so small that they can communicate with their counterpart here. Why do you think an African guy, young guy, comes here and strive? If these people were made available what they have here, the basics, electricity and water, I bet you they will surpass the West. Because these are brains. A lot of them did not even go to school. And the way they're very smart when it comes to coding and everything, it's amazing. And that is even, in a very, very tough, environment where there's no easy access to communications, yet they're making it happen. In the past, when there was no telecommunication, when there was no phones, everywhere was dark. But we're in a different age right now, so it's going to be very difficult. I'm rooting for Africa. I believe, not at maybe not at my time right now, but my children's time. So, thank
Well, they're definitely
Sensational.
an upward trajectory for sure.
Sensational. Since it's kind of like a little one-sided, I'm not saying I disagree or agree, right? But just like to balance the scale, let me play the angel's advocate. Because I think I recognize most of the speakers, and they're not necessarily for Trump. What if Ibrahim Traore is just populism, and we just trading one oppressor to another one just because he's black? Now everything is hunky dory with him. What has he done? Let's look at the facts. He's a military junta. He's taking a power by the way of a barrel of the gun. He hasn't instituted checks and balances. There's not democracy. He's centralizing governance. Um, we don't, granted, we don't know if he's Thomas Sankara or Mugabe just yet, but it's not fair for us to sit in our confine in the West and have liberalism, democracy, and just like, because this is about the people. It's not about the man, right? It's about the people. So, what has he done that like screams to people that he's the correct man for the job per today's data? If that's a good question at all.
So you're saying he doesn't have the support of the people?
How do we know? There's a propaganda information war going on.
Okay.
There's a lot of
So
Russian bots.
do you follow him? Do you follow the people in Burkina
Oh, I
Faso? Do you
follow
follow
this very
what
closely.
do you follow what so what are the people saying? Since you follow the people, what are the people saying?
I mean, I, as long as you have military governance and they're clamping down on journalism and you don't have checks and balances, like in America, you have the executive branch and then you have the judiciary and then you have Congress, right? It's kind of hard, like we're in a fog of war, right? It's kind of hard knowing. My thing is, I want to support the guy, right? But I don't know yet, and I'm just very wary of potentially propping up a future. He might not be a dictator just now, and he has good intentions. And we already know the saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, right? But if we don't hold him accountable, because with great power comes great responsibility, and absolute power corrupts absolutely, right? And my thing is, where are the checks and balances? It's gone 2 years. In the beginning, I just wanted to support. I had my thoughts, but I was like, okay, since I don't have necessarily only nice things to say. Let me just support now because it's a spark. But now the flame is burning, and I want to see a consolidated and concentrated flame. I don't want to see an unruly flame that kind of just burns collateral damage. So that's a little bit worrisome, don't you think? I mean, uh,
Well, I just
Trump,
find it strange that
populism,
that's the position you're
right?
taking, but
We
then
don't
you
want
can't give any
blind
factual
allegiance.
details about anything.
Well,
That's the issue I have, and that's fine if that's your position. What is supporting that position? Again, I actually would have the people say. You say you follow it, so what have the people been saying about him as their leader? And then they're not the West, so to try to compare them to a westernized system, especially in America, is not right because that's not who they are.
But
Oh, no, no,
again,
that's
so
cool and all.
what have the people said?
My thing is, he can still do what
Let
he's
me say
doing and
Richard,
have checks and
listen one
balances,
more.
right?
We have a country that did exactly the same thing some times ago, and
Correct.
the African country turned around. Rachel, what about Ghana? What about Jerry Rawlings? You remember what that guy did? He
Correct.
came in as a military man, and people were, just as you were saying right now, they were saying the same thing. What happened to Ghana right now? Is it not Jerry Rawlings that changed that country around and chased everybody away? He came in as a military man, and then give the government to democracy eventually. I believe this guy is going to do something. I believe this guy said that at some point, but he needs to stabilize first before he did that. It's just 2 years. Like Rochelle said, he's got his people's support. So what is wrong with the West? I mean, he's got his people's support. So why do we try to oppose that?
We have a history of coups in Africa, right? And it's never ended well. That's just the facts. And it never
I
turns
mean, but how are
out.
you projecting onto him in present day time what has happened in the
No, I'm not
past?
necessarily
That's
projecting
what's at
that
issue.
onto him.
So you don't
I
think that it's a good thing that he threw out the people that's been raping the country, and then
yes,
basically he's creating all
yes, I
these new
do,
like
ma'am.
I put in the chat. I put in the chat one video of all of 8 projects that he has going on the continent. Well, not on the continent, in the country of Burkina Faso right now, and what have you. So at the end of the day, again, I mean, I understand that you want to offer an alternative angle or view, but then again, you have not come here and supported what that's regarding. So to and not
I think I have.
without comparing him to the West or the United States because we're not the same.
I think I have. My thing is, we shouldn't be trading one oppressor to another. And he's put all his eggs in one basket, and that's the Russian basket.
So
And
you're
when you
saying
look at
he's an oppressor,
potentially, we don't know. And that's my
but
point,
you're saying
right?
that
And
he,
this is
but
where
how
the sensationalism comes into play,
how can
right?
you say you don't know, but then you're saying potentially that's what he's going to be?
The verdict is
It
still
doesn't make any
ongoing. It's
sense.
relative. I'm still judging. I haven't landed just yet, right? And there's a potentiality of populism. And once you have, like, he kind of telegraphed his punches, right? And if you know the sweet science, you know you shouldn't do that. So he's put all his eggs in one basket, and that's the Russian basket. And when it comes to history, I can just mention Cuba. Just look at Cuba. What happened to Cuba? Right? As soon as they cut that sweet deal in between them, each other, the East and the Westerners, they hang out Cuba out to dry. Cuba is still stuck in the 60s, right? So my thing is, in business, you're supposed to have leverage, right? And you should be, yeah, just because you cut ties with France and the Westerners doesn't mean that you can't do business with them, right? And he's still using the franc, the CFA, to this day. It's not like he could just like create his own currency. Who's going to trade with him? Like there's a lot of pitfalls that I'm seeing, right? And my thing is, I get it. We want to see this freedom fighter, this strong man, stick it to the West, but things are not that black and white. And I'm just playing the angel's advocate and just like, because I'm not into echo chambering, so I'm able to see things from different perceptions and perspectives, right? I'm not saying that I don't support him, right? But I want to know who I'm supporting, right? I don't want to end up where I am in luxury and the confining of my body autonomously, prop up a potential dictator, and then you got women and children suffering. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be able to look myself in the mirror, right? And I'm not into idol worship, so then, I gotta assess him. So the verdict is still up for me. I don't know. I just don't know. Like some people just want to act like he's Thomas Sankara. We don't know. Or some people want to act like he's Gaddafi or Mugabe. We just don't know because it's the fog of war, right? It's an information war, right? So there's a lot of mechanics going on, and we can't shy away from just imagine if in America someone would take a coup or make a coup and take over the government by way of a barrel of a gun. Just try to envision that, right? Because we're pretty safe over here, bro. Like that's instability, I understand. I mean, the French is embedded. They need to root him out, but it's gone 2 years. And I've been quietly supporting him for 2 years, right? But now I see everyone is just like, yeah, he's the man, he's the man. And I'm like, now it's becoming a little too sensational, you know? Like, what are the
So,
facts?
so you're
I know,
saying
I know, I
because
know
he's
he's
famous
instituted a lot of good
for what he's
policies,
doing,
but those policies
that
are
means he can go
symbolic
down the road
victories
of
in terms of
of not being great. Because
checks and
you
balances.
say
He
that
can
you
still
want to
do the
wait
things
and
that he's
see, but
doing and
everything
have
you say
checks and
that you want to
balances.
wait and see and respect to
Rochelle, you're
is
not letting me
negative.
land though,
Not
man.
that he might become the greatest leader of who's led a country in Africa. You're like he might become a dictator. He might become this. Everything negative. Again, go. I don't know if you're in a Telegram. Go look in the Telegram at a video that Adrian went ahead and posted, that I posted in the chat here, just to show you some of the things that he's
No,
doing.
I only
And
I've seen it
the
all.
fact
I don't
is
use Telegram in
the fact
those.
is he kicked out anyone who was raping his country, and everyone he does business with now is completely transactional, which is the way it's supposed to be. And it's not just Russia. He's doing business with Turkey. He's doing business with China. He's doing business with, I believe, North Korea, but it's purely transactional. They
And
have no
Rochelle, is
ownership.
these
They have
reliable partners?
no
Is these
stake in this
reliable
country.
partners?
In this country,
Rochelle, is this reliable partners? Turkey, Russia?
is it transactional? So when you do transactional
That's
business,
debatable.
when you do transactional business where they don't have ownership or stake in your country, what does it matter? As long as they're doing business above board with one another, right? Because that's what transactional business is. We do transactional business all day, every day with other countries.
I don't know. I don't think like if you have any tangible evidence you can support that with. I haven't seen it.
Like I said, go check the Telegram. I posted one thing. I can post a million, but you've not come with anything to support what you're saying. You're saying that, and I just want to wait and see. But everything you want to wait and see, you're referencing things that are negative, not anything positive.
No,
So
the
go,
facts are there.
Traore. I
I just
hope
don't
you
think a lot of
continue
us
to
are
do what you're
privy to the
doing. I
facts.
hope every country in Africa follows suit and kick out all the people that's raping the continent, because they should have everything with all the resources that they have on that continent.
I don't disagree with that. But how do you know that he's just not another elitist, a
How do you know who
military?
he is?
Yeah, you
That's
don't
my
have any
point.
evidence.
How do
That's
you
my
know that
point.
he
No, no,
is?
there's evidence. There's evidence. There's plenty of evidence. Like
Well, we
he
keep
stuck
asking you what's your evidence. You keep saying you're going to wait
he
and find
stomped
out.
down
What's your
like
evidence?
journalists. Yeah, yeah, I keep saying that, right? But I can also turn it around and say the same thing. It's not fruitful for the conversation, right? But
But you're not giving any
so
details or facts. You're
are you
saying
saying that
you
he's
want
not
to
clamping
wait and
down on the?
see, and what if, and he might become.
Yeah, because I'm
That's
comfortable in
nothing to
saying I
touch.
don't know, but you're saying you know. So I think
I
the
literally said
onus
go
is on
look at
you
the
to prove
information
what
that I
you know.
posted. Go to the Telegram if you're not in
No, I
there,
don't use
or get on
Telegram.
something, come over
God
here
forbid.
and click on the link that I put there.
Yeah, I would
And we
love
can
to
put
do
up
that,
a
ma'am.
lot more and
I
stuff
would love
to
to do that, but I
support
don't use
what
Telegram.
he's doing in his country, as opposed to what you're saying about the what
Okay,
about
tell me
isms and the what ifs
what
and
is
what
he
ifs.
doing specifically, other than symbolic victories?
Go do your own research. I'm done with you because like you just can't. I can't.
So,
So, Boo,
Boo,
Right,
I think
Chad.
what
Chad,
you
your
basically
is
can
perfect,
I have
Chad.
a minute, please? So, Boo,
Was that
what you're
Rochelle or
basically
Chat I was
doing
speaking
is
to,
basically
if I may ask?
yeah.
Okay,
Rachel.
Rachel. Thank you, ma'am. What was that, my?
All right, Boo, what you're
Rochelle, I was just
basically
saying,
doing is more of like a modern day colonization, right? Um, what Torre is doing in Africa, so long as the people that he's leading are good with it. I don't see any reason why you feel like, because what you're doing, I said it again, is more of modern day colonization. You're still trying to tell Africans, people of Burkina Faso, what is good for them. And this is their choice. This is what they want. Yeah, I totally understand how global the world is, but he's not making any policies that will make give him a problem with other countries. The whole propaganda is democracy. We had democracy in Africa for decades. What has he done? What has democracy done for Africa? It's all about the so-called freedom of speech. Does freedom of speech in most African countries, does it translate to development? Basically, no. So it's really problematic at this age. You're still trying to tell Africans what they need to do, how they need to take caution to achieve whatever they want to achieve. It's entirely wrong. In Burkina Faso, majority of the people, let me just make it approximately 80% of the people is so loud and clear. His choices is what they wanted. So you questioning all that is problematic. Let people be. Let people be. Please stop the modern day colonization. Thank you.
Anyone want to respond, Rochelle? I think that you are you done with this topic?
Hey,
I am.
sorry, I cut off. I'm walking in in the woods, so I didn't get the question. Mine.
Oh
Look
no,
at God.
I think does anyone else want to contribute? Should we move on? Rochelle, by the way,
Ra-
congratulations on everything that's happening with you.
Oh,
Rachel,
thank you, Adrian.
You're welcome.
can you explain to everyone in the room how much France and the U.S. and the West has been stealing from places like Burkina Faso and the rest of the continent?
You know
I don't
what?
think
I
the
don't
average
think they.
person understands that.
No, they understand. I mean, it's been said for decades, for eons,
Hey,
for
I'm
for
from
years,
Africa, bro.
how Africa, with its resources of diamonds, gold, cocoa, all uranium, all these natural minerals and stuff, how other countries from the West, in particular, have been raping the continent, literally going in and going to build their own mines and stuff, and hiring people to do the mining, people dying because of course nothing is built correctly and what have you. So I love the fact that these leaders are taking over and kicking these people out and making them, if you want to do business, like in Ghana particular, he's not saying I won't do business. He's saying no longer will you go directly to the gold reserves and mines and try and extract our gold. You have to go through this system that we set up, and we will negotiate your going and being able to extract, and then it's going to be, for a fee and what have you. So I love it. Just like a lot of Chinese companies have taken control of more than 120 ports in Africa because they've had to financially do business with some of the leaders. A lot of them are corrupt and stuff. So even a lot of that's coming to an end. So I love the liberation of Africa across the continent in every country, and I pray that all of the leaders that's been basically stealing money and stuff or making these bad deals but enriching their own pockets, that they just cease to exist. I want a 10,000 million Ibrahim Traore to come into play. And it's going to happen because of how young the country is and how the young kids are actually revolting now
Sen-
for change.
sensational, but this is sensationalism, right? I'm gonna tell you why. Because my thing is, have you ever heard black women or women in general, in particular black women, tell black men, hey, listen, you just want to be able to oppress us. You want to trade one oppressor for another. It's the same mechanics and dynamics that I'm hearing here.
Who said
Just,
that? Who said that? What black woman said that? I
it's a
think that
figure
was
of
a black
speech.
man that told you that earlier. It was not
Hey,
a black woman. So why are you
hey,
putting
Rachel,
black women?
Rachel, why
A
do you
black
cut me
man
off all the
literally
time,
said
bro?
those exact words to
Don't do
you.
that,
A
man,
black
please.
man literally
I
said
know you're
that to
passionate, but
you.
chill
So
out. Let
why
me
are
just
you
land.
saying it about black
Oh my
women?
God, man.
Because
You
because I
see,
have an opinion of
this
what's
is where
going
the
on in Africa.
emotionality comes into play. You see,
Yeah, no, again,
we were not
talk to the
able to
black man
separate.
that said
And,
that
and,
to you
and
specifically.
just for the record,
Talk to the black man who
I
said that to
am
you
from
specifically.
Africa. Y'all
Leave
not
black
telling
women
me
out of
anything,
it.
that I do
Leave
not
black
know.
women out of it. Yeah, that's your problem. You
No,
misogynate the fact that I have an
I'm
opinion or something to say
what?
about what's going on. But just
No,
understand that I go to that continent
that's
probably
slander.
more than a lot of people who have come to the West and stayed and never been back to Africa. Okay. So
No,
again, a
you're not
black
being
man
aware.
who said to you
Okay, I'm
exactly
just
what
gonna
you
let you
just
go
said
on.
regarding a black woman. So address that black man.
Did you know what I was about to finish and say after you went on that
I don't
little
know what you
rant? You just,
said. I know what you said.
okay,
And I know that a black man
okay.
actually said
Can you
that
tell
to
me what I
you.
was about to say?
I know what you
And
said.
what did I say?
And the black man said that to you. So address the black man that said that.
No, no, I didn't say that at all. And you cut me in the middle of my speech.
I said a
I
black
did it.
man said
It's
that
a
to
sense.
you. Specifically, he used those
Are you
exact
asking
words
me
and
or telling
sentences
me
to
what I
you.
said,
So
ma'am?
speak to him. Speak to
Are you,
him.
ma'am? Are you asking or telling me what I just said? And this is the problem in our community, right? We get emotional about certain topics because it's sensitive, and I get it. But this is why I wanted to throw that monkey wrench in so we can have a logical back and forth about this and actually analyze the evidence that's there, good and bad, right? And have a good back and forth without, I'm not saying anyone has come with ad hominems, but with decorum, so we can brainstorm, right? Iron sharpens iron. Ibrahim Traore is not beyond reproach. He's not the Messiah. He's a man just like me. And my question now is it about Ibrahim Traore or is it about the people?
Yes, you've not been listening to anything that's been said. You won't even go do your own research. We've asked you to come with whatever facts and details that support your opposing view and your opposing argument or your argument for sake of iron sharpening iron, and you have not even been able to do that. You won't even
I
go look
have.
at the information that's been
I
given to
have.
you. So
I
no,
have
we
though.
cannot have a substantive conversation because you don't bring any substance to it. You bring what you think about what about isms and what ifs, not
That's not
something that
true.
actually is. So again, but the comment you made before you finished the comment you just made, a man literally said that to you. A woman didn't say that
No,
to
no,
you.
no, no,
So
no.
address it and address it
I
what the
didn't
man
say
has said
that.
to you.
You just making that up, and the replays is on, so the replay will
Yeah,
speak for
go
itself.
listen to the replays. And
No,
to
no,
the gentleman that
anyone
actually
can. I
said
know
that
what
to
I
him,
said.
maybe you might
You're
want to
telling
take
me
a
what I
break if you're
said,
still
right?
here and restate to him exactly what you said.
Hey, watch this. I got something for you. Ibrahim Traore said openly, and just to be sure, incorrectly, that no country has ever developed under democracy. What's your stance on that, Rachel? Are you
Again,
privy to that
you can't
speech?
support yourself or anything, so I have no
What?
stance.
You see? So
Yeah,
now I give you evidence.
you're complete
No,
child's play because you still can't
no.
give any
Why are you
information
so
that I've
focused
been
on
asking you
me
to
and
give
not the
all night.
argument?
But you
Why
want
are
to
you so
go and take
focused
a
on me?
quote and say,
Did you?
what's your
Did,
what's how
yeah,
you
he
think
said
about
that
this
during a
particular
speech.
quote.
Is that
That's
true?
just
That
ignorant.
no country has developed under democracy? Do you think that's healthy? Have you heard the speech at all that he gave?
But how many countries develop under democracy in Africa?
Yo, listen, in Africa,
Also, do you know that America is
don't,
not a democracy;
let me
it's a
answer the
republic?
question though. Listen, in Africa, you have you can count on one hand democracies. And, we like to throw terms around, but when pertaining to democracy is not an easy, oh, you got democracy. Some democracies is an agent, no, motor with components, and it's as best as a Lada, and then you have Bugattis, right? So in Africa, you only have two full-fledged democracies, and that's Seychelles and Mauritius. The rest that you can count on one hand are flawed democracies. The rest is hybrid regimes, bar none. We like to throw these terms and act like, oh, in Africa, democracy. Yeah, what does that mean? A democracy is an umbrella. You got different institutions that got to run like a well oiled machinery, right? Like, would you say, okay, I'm not going to throw any country under the bus because I don't know where people are from, so
So,
they might
so
misunderstand. But
basically,
let me say, out of the
what
biggest,
you just okay, let me
out of the
just say
biggest
this. Let me just
economies,
say this.
I can never
Basically,
land,
what
bro.
you're saying
I
right
can never
now
land, man.
supported his motion. What he just said right now supported his motion. So you trying his statement. See, when it comes to
Yo,
discussion,
listen, I'm not
you
entertaining that, bro.
always
You
make
cut
this
me in the
difference.
middle of my
Look, no,
speech,
no, no,
bro. It's
no,
not
no,
respectable,
no,
bro.
no, no, no,
What do
no,
you mean,
no,
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 no.
no? What do you mean, no, no, no?
Yes, no.
That's exactly what you did, bro. Like,
You
what are you
just
talking
make
about?
a
Respectfully, you've been
you
talking
just
for
make
a
a
while.
statement.
I get it,
You've
but
been
you've
talking
been
for a
talking
while.
for
You
Yeah,
can't
I'm the
a
stop people who
protagonist
talk. It's not
or
a
the
monologue.
antagonist,
This is not
however
a
you want it,
monologue.
right? I just don't want an
You
echo chamber.
complain, you complain about the statement he made, and I asked you how many countries develop under democracy in Africa. You mention it.
Yeah, yeah,
So
and
has
I
the
wasn't
statement make sense?
finished, and I wasn't landing, and y'all don't let me land. So this is getting echo
You
chamberish.
just want to talk.
I just want what? Are you in my head? Are you asking or telling me? I just want us to have a fruitful dialogue, right? Whether I agree and so full-heartedly support him, I haven't said anything about that. Y'all make an assumption, and it's a lot of conjecture going on. But have at it, bro.
No, well,
I'm
you
gonna
said
rest my
what you
mic
said.
since I've said a
God
lot.
has said, Burkina Faso is a presidential republic with a multi-party system. The president is the head of state. while the prime minister is the head of government. So there you have it.
Oh, so Ibrahim Traore is the president now? Listen to this stuff. All right. Sensational.
I like this.
Sensational.
I like this.
Okay, so you guys want to move on from this topic?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because I'm dealing with somebody that's delusional.
Oh,
No, Rochelle, you're dealing with somebody that has an opinion, and when it doesn't
Someone
agree
that's
with you,
delusional,
then they're
thug, who can't
delusional.
even back
Sir,
up
have
what
your
he's saying
opinion.
after being
Have your
asked to do
opinion. That's
so,
Hey,
what life's all
thug.
Rochelle,
about. Have your
you know the
opinion.
irony, Cindy? She would have that smoke for Trump. And this is why I brought it up.
Exactly. That's what I'm here
When it
for.
comes to Trump, and it's the same mechanics and dynamics, but the faces changes, the country changes. You'll be like, oh, populism! Look at him! He's a dictator! He's a tyrant! Etc. and so forth.
Thug, what did
Cognitive
he say,
bias.
thug? He said, I wouldn't have this smoke for Trump.
I said
What did
you
he say,
would
thug?
have smoke for Trump. I misspoke. Apologies. You would have smoke
Oh,
for
yeah,
for
okay.
Trump, but this the
Now, do you
pitfall that
agree
I'm
with that,
bringing.
Sandy?
This is the
I
this
do,
this.
because if you turn the tables, what you're saying, you're agreeing what he's doing, which he's actually doing what Trump is doing, but it's okay for him to do it over there, but not okay for Trump to do it over
Potentially,
here.
That's not what Trump is doing, Sandy. Do
potentially,
not conflate
potentially.
the two. You know that's not what
Okay.
Trump is doing.
Okay. Yes, he
That
is.
is not what Trump is doing. Don't even play with me
But
like that.
again, we don't live in Africa, so we really don't know how people actually feel over there. We're not living the day-to-day
Mm.
life over
Well,
there,
do
are
you
we?
do you do you
Are
interact
you?
with anyone? Do you
I'm
interact with
not. Are
anyone on
you
the
living in
continent?
Africa? Do you know
Do
what
you
goes on day to
interact
day?
with anyone on the continent, Cindy? Have you
Of course
traveled to
I
the
do.
continent?
I don't have to travel.
Have you
It's
traveled to
just
the
cut the shit,
continent? Do
Rochelle.
you
You know I've got
interact
a
with
fear of
people?
flying, so don't fucking go there,
No,
okay?
I'm
But
fucking
do I
gonna go
talk to
there,
people
Cindy.
from all over the world? 1,000%.
Okay, so what do you know about this matter then?
It's not, it has nothing to do with the matter.
What
It's
do you
how much
know
you
about
attack.
what do
It's
you
how
know
you
about what we're
attack. You're
discussing?
attacking a man's opinion
Well, no.
because he doesn't agree with you.
Well, no, he
That's
doesn't
what
have
that,
to agree with me. I've asked him to provide some factual details of
he
what he's
doesn't
saying.
have to. It's
And
his
he can't
opinion
do
right now.
so.
And I think what I
Well
got
then
out
he
of it
can't
is
say it
he
then. He
wants
can't
to
say
see
it.
how it plays out.
And that's fine if he said I want to see how it plays out. But
He
then
did actually say that.
he's saying he might because he might be a dictator. He might be this. Everything he said he might be. The what about isms is negativity. Nothing. Oh, he may lead the country to
Like
greatness.
what you do, Trump. It's the same
He
thing.
might get all of the other people on the continent to follow suit in all the other countries. He didn't say anything positive. Everything he said was negating.
And you know why I didn't say anything positive? Because y'all exhausted the
Thank you for admitting
positivity.
it.
Y'all exhausted the positivity, so I just wanted to bring a counterbalance so we
In
can
other
have a
words, you just want to be
fruitful.
contrarian just on purpose. Then, okay, I get it.
I could say the same thing about
You
you.
mean something that goes on every
Like,
night in this room?
Well, at least you don't do it on purpose, Cindy. At least you for real about it. How about that?
Okay, but in his brain, he's for real about it.
He just literally said his reason for doing it.
no, you're reading too much into it, and you seem to be
Oh,
unaware
your
of
words is your words. You said
my
what you said.
words is my words. The way you
No, you
interpret my
guys so
words
uptight.
is the way you
You
Can
interpret
we
it,
move
right?
saying
on?
Like,
is
Can we
over.
move
yeah, we can
on?
move on. We can move
Yeah,
on.
move on, Danny.
We
What you
can
want to
move on.
talk about?
Nice squabble,
You're
though.
gonna.
Nice squabble.
You won't win. You won't win. Trust me.
Ooh, don't leave it up to me because I'm gonna be like, let's talk about
Well,
how the
you
left.
chimed in,
Let's talk about how the left loves to attack people and not points, and
The
how
Danny,
left
the
loves
right
how
is
to.
always
because
right.
you
Oh, I
have no
see. And the
points.
right is not
You
attacking
have no
anybody.
points.
Okay. I don't know what world you guys are living in right now, but cut the shit. Seriously.
Cool, land.
It was
Is
a
that what you
Yeah,
call
joke.
it
it,
is.
Cindy?
It actually is. Yeah, I know. The Republicans are keying people's cars up, and come on, cut the shit. You guys lost. What's going to happen in the midterms, we'll see. But
I mean, y'all are
who's
just
acting
weird.
cuckoo crazy?
Y'all act
The
like there's
90
never been
something people that's
ebbs
in
and
this room
flows before.
every
We've
night.
been
That's who
had
acts
Democrats, we
crazy.
have Republicans, Democrats and
You
Republicans.
guys
So
cannot
like,
be, you
no
can
one's saying this
never,
is the end of the world,
you can
Cindy.
never be objective, period. End of
Just
story.
like you weren't objective with Biden. Okay.
I was objective with Biden. Listen, I respected that Biden was my president. It was not going to change my life. Never going to change my life. I keep telling you the same thing over and over and over again, but you guys need content, so here's your content. Do your stupid shit, stay up every night and do this. At the end of the day, if you think your life is changing on who's president, you're sadly mistaken. Go out, make the living you make, I just heard somebody say congratulations to you. I don't know what you did, but I'd like to say congratulations too. I'd love to know what you did, something good, like I hope, like maybe you're getting a new job or whatever you're doing. I don't know.
No, I just joined the ranks of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
Good.
Yeah,
Congratulations. See?
yep. I've joined the ranks of
And
finally.
you
It's
have
been a long time coming.
and you have the rights.
Rachel, I did
Mm,
not know that.
Hold on for a second, Bashai. What were you saying, Cindy?
forget it. I'm not talking over her.
You forgot your menopause ring?
Oh,
No, no, no. I
I
said
apologize,
forget
Cindy. I
about it.
didn't
I'm
mean to
not
interrupt
talking
you.
Why
No,
over
does
no, no,
her.
no.
menopause keep
So
being thrown in the
listen,
conversation?
because Cindy, check Danny before I have to about what I just
I
said
don't
about
need
the
Cindy to
menopause
check
ring.
me.
Well, if you listen to Cindy, she says it all the time in the room. So
I
that's
said
why
the word. I didn't say only
she
you
likes
said it. I didn't, Rachel. I
that's
didn't even
why she
say. See, that's the
Danny,
problem. You don't listen. You
that's why
don't
she likes to
listen.
get her
You
points
only like
off
to listen to the sound of
because
your
no,
own
that's not the
voice,
case. Well,
and that's the
you
problem.
like to
I
chime
said the
in.
word
You
menopause,
like to
not
chime
that Cindy
in.
says it,
You
and
like
you
to
do.
chime in when you
The
shouldn't.
word is
How about that?
said.
You like to chime
Okay,
in when you
guys,
shouldn't.
guys, girls,
Your
girls,
Again,
opinion.
stop.
here's
Your
the
opinion
best
is not
part.
this is
fact,
between
Here's the
Michelle.
Cindy and
here.
I, and
Listen.
Cindy has said it,
This
We're
is
and
on the
one
open
thing.
that's why we
stage, and
let
This
We're
her
on
we're
a
is
not
one
speak,
thing that
podcast.
I can
and
and
that's
that's
guarantee.
why
the
we
We
let
thing.
her
need one
speak.
mic.
That's why
Here's
we
the
let her speak. Cindy,
okay.
go
Can you?
ahead and finish what you were
No, no.
Everybody
saying,
can
Because
speak.
and then
I'm gonna
Vashawn can
just say
go.
this. At one
Goodness
point, girls.
Lord.
At one point, ladies, you're gonna go through menopause too. Talk to me. Let me know how you're feeling when it hits up on you. How old you,
Exactly.
Michelle?
But
How old
anyway,
are
what
you?
were you saying, Cindy, before Vashawn
I
cut you
forget
off?
now.
You were
Oh,
No,
using it
okay.
as a
shoot,
Don't
I
dig.
didn't forget.
don't worry about it. Vashawn, go ahead.
No,
You
I
go.
apologize. I didn't hear you, Cindy. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just excited that Rachel just said that she joined Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
Oh yeah,
So,
yep.
So
Hmm.
my point was gonna be this. Okay, was that thank God you live in America, right? And you can get a position like that. Correct?
Cindy,
Is that correct? You
it's
live in
not
the
a position.
greatest. You live in the greatest country
It has
ever,
nothing to do with America,
right?
Cindy.
Yes, it does.
No, it's
It
Cindy.
does.
Okay, no. Let me
Because
stop
in
you.
some
Let me
countries,
stop you before
women
you
can
keep
just start
going.
to drive a car
Delta Sigma
and they
Theta
drive
Sorority
camels.
Incorporated is worldwide.
No
They're
one can
in
divorce you
Africa,
by saying,
they're
I
in the
am now
West
divorced from
Indies,
you.
they're in
Just be happy
Asia,
you live in
they're
this
in
country.
Europe, and they're in America. It's worldwide, Cindy.
Like I
Worldwide,
said, be
not just in
happy.
America. It don't have nothing
Why
to do with
don't you
America,
just be
Cindy.
happy that you're an American? How's that?
Cindy, who said I wasn't? I'm American first and foremost. What are you saying?
Okay, so don't you want good for the country no matter who's the president right now?
Cindy,
Are you not
what
rooting for you
what
need to root
American?
for
No,
your
what I'm not going
country.
to do is make my country right when it's wrong. That's
And
what I'm not going to
you
do.
have
It
no
doesn't matter that
power,
I'm an American. I'm not going to stand
The
by if
irony,
this country is doing
Rachel.
something
The
that I
and you
feel
don't
irony.
is
have
wrong,
any you
and
have no
I
power.
get to make that assessment American as an American. That
Okay.
doesn't mean that I don't like my country and what just because I criticize whatever the country does that's incorrect, especially when
But the incorrect is
I
your
live for a
opinion.
global world
But
and
it's Michelle,
and
it's
what you're
only
doing
your opinion.
globally around the country. No, it's not my opinion. It's what's
It's
actually
your
happening.
it's
It's
your
what's
opinion.
happening.
It's
Just
your
like,
opinion.
well, and it's your opinion that America is not
Doesn't
doing
make my
anything wrong.
opinion right.
And that doesn't make you less an
I don't
American,
sit here
Cindy.
and say I'm right. It's
Yeah,
just my
well, at the
opinion.
end of the day, as an American, if I believe my country is not doing something right, I'm not going to support the wrong action. That's just the bottom line, Cindy. That doesn't make
Okay.
me make you more American than it make me. I don't go along to get along. I don't support people when they're wrong. Family, friends, foes, it doesn't even matter. It right is right and wrong is wrong. Period.
Okay. But there are people that don't agree with you.
And that's fine. You don't have to agree with me. Now
I
that's
don't.
what the
No,
good thing
no, hold
about
on.
being
I do
American
agree.
is.
Hold on, I'll take that back. I do agree
I
with you
know you do. You say it all the
on
time.
certain things because I can ride down the middle. I can see both sides.
Cindy, do you
I'm
agree
not
with what's
hooked on
right?
one side.
Cindy, do you agree with what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong?
I live my life by that. Yes.
Thank you. And that's it. And we're done. And that we are the same about. That's why I love you.
I love you too.
Anyway, but Sean, what was you saying? Sorry.
Rashawn was congratulating you. Sydney, actually, you know what? I want to be a little selfish here. I would love to get an update from you on the Karen Reed trial.
You know what? I really haven't followed this week. As of last week, I was following it. As of this week, I haven't had a minute to follow it, to be honest. So,
Okay. Okay.
what the rumors I'm hearing?
Yeah, I'll take rumors.
Okay, well, rumors are the judge isn't playing fair right now. That's what they're saying on the streets of Boston. that the judge isn't playing fair. Again, don't shoot the messenger on that one.
Interesting. So he's siding with the police department?
On this one,
Yeah.
it's absolutely not. I'm not.
Oh. Oh.
No, I'm not. But that's again my personal opinion, right? I
No,
mean,
the judge. Is the judge siding? Is
Adriana,
that
I watched the case the first time, okay? And as much as, she's just something about her, I would not want to be her friend, right? There's something about her that's just not right there completely. But do I think she's a murderer? No, I do not. Do I think she could have hit him by accident? That's possible. They're called accidents for a reason. Do I think that she ran him over on purpose? That would be a negative no. And do I think she could have hit him in the situation driving by the house I went by, looking at the footage of what, because I was in Florida, so looking at the footage of how high those snowbanks were, there is no way in hell you are backing into that driveway off that street. The street is too narrow to come down in a snowstorm and back into that driveway. When I tell you it's absolutely impossible, it's impossible. You can pull in, but there's no way you're backing in. So, where I think they're stupid is if they wanted to set her up, they should have set her up by breaking the front light and not the rear tail light. Okay? Because it doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense. You sell a house after it's been in your family, you literally tear apart the basement and redo the basement over. If you're going to sell your house, that's the last thing you're going to redo over is your basement. You're going to redo the kitchen, the bathrooms, maybe. You're going to upgrade those if you're going to put on the market. You then let the house sell under value, right? That's another issue I have. You filled in the pool. Pools are a very big thing now. We put pools in on every house that we build. It's ridiculous. And we use them 8 weeks out of the year at best. Would you fill the pool in? The pool company says there was nothing wrong with the pool. It was in great condition. What'd you fill it in for? The pool is actually an asset to the house now. Now, if you go back 15 years ago, a pool was not an asset here. Actually, people didn't want to buy houses with pools because they were afraid double income. Mom's going to work, dad's going to work. There's a nanny in the house or a babysitter, whatever you want to call it. And parents were afraid of pools. Now, since COVID, everybody wants a pool. Everybody wants a pool. They're finding the money to put pools in. So again, why'd you fill the pool in? Where's the missing dog? Where's the beloved dog? Where'd it go? How come no one knows where this dog is? Dog just walked out of the house and never returned? I mean, I can keep going with the things that aren't adding up to me. Now they just took the bulkhead off. Now my bulkhead guy has got that bulkhead and he's testing it for any blood because you ain't washing blood off that metal if it's in that bulkhead. If blood splattered anywhere in that bulkhead, it's going to be really hard to get at it. So he's got to take it apart piece by piece.
wow?
So let's see what happens with the bulkhead, right? Because if they got him out of the house, they would have dragged him out through the bulkhead and dragged his body to the front. Period.
Hey, sorry, and not to cut off the conversation. I was just wondering, is chat over there? Because there's a lady that wants to come over to chatter. So if someone can share an invite, I think that would be lovely.
I can
I've
Okay,
share an
got it.
sure. I,
invite.
I
I
could
just,
share an invite.
good. Thank God, Adriana, because I only know how to do it when you have your phone number. But Adriana, just follow the case, man. It is cuckoo crazy. They're not letting evidence back in. I don't think I don't know if she's going to get a fair trial either way because everybody that sits on that jury knows the whole case already. But I mean, if she's being framed, it's really easy. You got to understand, these cops aren't good cops. They're not good cops. They've got bad reputations of doing a lot of bad things. So, but
Thank you. Thanks for
it's
the
hard to
update.
understand how in 2000, again, if this was 1982, you could cover this up really easy. It's hard to believe in 2025 that there hasn't been one rat in the group, not one.
Mm.
And if there is one, the only ones that are going to find the rat is the FBI. But for some reason, they're not stepping in, which is a little concerning to me because I thought after the first trial they would have stepped in. and they didn't. So there's something that's just 2 plus 2 is not adding up to 4.
One more question on this one, on this case, Karen Reed. Was there talk about that someone put the headlight, the like the whatever they call that, or the backlight
The tail
that
light.
yeah, that they scattered that afterwards?
That's what they say. That's what they say. After the snow melted, but you
So they
couldn't find
planted
it.
that.
You couldn't find it while there was snow. I'm a little lost on that one. Dig it out.
Yeah,
Dig it out.
interesting.
Go looking for it in the snow.
Hey, Cindy, don't forget the two. Oh, we got the shoes, and they're both right. They're both right foot shoes.
Yeah, that's another thing. What is that all about?
One's a brand new shoe. One's a used shoe. One was at the hospital. The other one was at the scene.
Mm-hmm. Another
Yeah.
thing that doesn't make sense.
Did you see his face when he pulled it out? And he goes, "This is the left shoe." And the guy's like, "Oh, it's a left." And he looks at it. He's like, "Nope, it's a right." So you have two right shoes. Explain that one. It was interesting over this week during
I
the
didn't.
Wait,
trial.
I didn't follow this week, so that's something that came up in evidence this week.
so wait, Kev, you're saying that that's John's shoes that were found at the scene, and they're both two right?
Th- Yeah, they're both right shoes. One was at the one
One
went
was
with
at the
them to the
scene and one was at the hospital.
yeah.
But didn't that come out in the first trial?
Yeah, but the first time it was the first time it was Proctor. This time it's Brennan. Brennan Proctor's partner. So they're not gonna put Proctor on to testify. They're gonna use Brennan now.
Oh, so they're not going to use Proctor now.
Yeah.
Hmm. If you want my thoughts on what happened, it's very simple. The guy took a beating down in the basement. The dog would jumped in. I think the nephew had something to do with it. The nephew's a punk. He's known to be a punk. Okay? And that's what happened. And something went wrong. People were drunk, heavily, heavily drunk. And something went wrong and something bad happened. And then, oops, we killed him. Okay, now what are we going to do? That's my personal opinion on it.
And they
And
thought enough to like, let's blame Karen.
yeah, when you're trying to set somebody up, you can set somebody up, honey. It's pretty easy to set somebody up if you want to.
Especially
Uh,
when you're especially when you're
I've
detectives.
known cops to throw drugs in people's cars, right? That didn't have drugs. So yeah, I mean, cops can do dirty ass shit. We're not blind to that, you know. But again, this is like a little cult. This is not the norm. This is just not the norm. But Kev, it still amazes me that in 2025, not one said I can't do this anymore, and hasn't said that's it. I'm done. I'm not doing this
I think
unless
I
the
think Jen McCabe started to. She changed a lot of her answers. Like 1 minute, that whole looking up how long it takes for somebody to die and all that stuff in the cold weather outside.
but what is
She
she
actually
saying?
admitted to doing it now. And they asked why, and she's like, "Oh, I don't remember why. I just did it to do it."
That's all they keep saying is I don't remember. I don't
Yeah,
remember. I don't remember. But they've tracked that on her phone, so that's factual. Now she's admitting that she did do it, but she doesn't know why. Come on, give me a break. Again, when 2 plus 2 adds up to 5, there's a problem. On the last testimony, she said she never Googled that. Now she's admitting to it. But she doesn't remember why she did that? Really, lady? Come on. It's all bad. That's really the bottom line. It's all bad.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate the update. Anyone else got any topics?
And
Everyone sleeping?
Kev is from Boston too, Adriana.
Oh, I could tell. I love the accent. I'm a Connecticut girl,
Accent is
so I can
so.
hear it.
Hey, Adrian.
Hey, Laura, we got some news.
Um, it's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, everybody on the East
Oh,
Coast and across the pond. It's still only 9:45 in the West Coast, but in Chicago,
Right back at
it's.
you, Laura.
Oh, hey, Daphne. So yeah, all the mothers, all the grandmothers, all the great grandmothers, all the grand aunts. Yeah. So my nephew, my 11-week-old grandson is, oh my god, he's so adorable, and he found his thumb, so now I can suck his thumb, which is pretty cute.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yes, and I'm having my second baby, my second grandchild coming. So they just had a baby in October, and they're gonna have another one in December. So
Oh
yeah,
my
happy birthday to
gosh.
all the new moms. I know, I know.
You people
Excited
are
for them.
old.
But you're only what is it? I think you're 5 days younger than me, girl.
I don't have any grandchildren yet. Thank God.
I'm getting younger from having a grandchild because, sleepless nights. I feel like as my kid, I'm back in my 20s, 30s.
I'll hire the
Yep.
nanny.
Funny, I had nannies for my kids, Cindy, but I spent the last 7 of 11 weeks with my daughter and my grandson and her husband. It's been some of the best weeks of my life. It's so,
That's
I
awesome.
did, I did things that I would not do. I literally, because I'm leaving tomorrow, I won't see, and I'm going to Dubai and Africa, and I'm only going to see him once in the next 6 weeks. For her Mother's Day, I don't clean toilets. I just fucking clean two toilets. First, I didn't clean my son-in-law's toilet. I'm like, fuck that. But then I felt bad, so then I did it.
Do they appreciate the help?
Oh my god! And kudos, I mean, and my kids, because our paths are somewhat similar. My kids were like, "Mom's vacuuming, like mom's doing dishes." Like they didn't, because I had nannies, right, and house cleaners, and I was yeah, yeah. So they're like, I think they thought like mom can handle a boardroom, but can't handle a. I'm like, what the fuck? I breastfed you guys. Like, I can handle being a mom too.
They don't remember that stuff.
I don't remember it at all.
No, that's why we take pictures.
So funny. All right. So is my time over? Can I go to bed now? This mama's tired. It's so funny.
Adrian, are you having to hold things down?
Oh, I've had a fun time tonight trying to be a host. It was interesting. We did
That's
the
my.
tournament of topics. So you bring your news, and then it was an open debate. So we had no fights, Laura, which I love. So that
Oh
was
my
good.
gosh, you should have been here earlier. We were talking about. I wish Cindy was here. I don't know if I'm going in the Matrix. I'll put it on
Oh,
the
we can hear
Wi-Fi.
you. Go ahead. What were
Okay,
you talking
yeah.
about?
So it would have been curious, and we could carry it over to tomorrow. But basically, I was in the minority because everybody was saying that men are the leaders of a household, and
Absolutely, absolutely not.
yeah, exactly. Oh, women, Cindy, I wish you were here because I was getting literally scorched at the. I mean, I was like the only person in the room that was saying, "Look, this is a partnership, folks."
That's
And
it.
also, I'm like,
And
"Whoa."
if you don't have that, then you don't get nothing. How's that?
Oh my God, it got into like some of the most crazy, almost, I was like, whoa.
Do you see why this next generation is not getting married young?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep. Yep.
Because they think men are leaders. That's why.
because they don't want to be controlled. As Sammy says, as Ray's three daughters say, all four of them, we're not going to be controlled. We don't want to be controlled. We just want somebody that's our partner. That's it.
Exactly.
I'll respect
Exactly.
your
That
you
goes
and you
back. Men
too.
are not controlling. Good men are not controlling.
Even good men can be controlling, Danny. They can be without even knowing they're
But
doing
even
it.
if they are, why is that seen as a negative?
Because what? Okay, give me an example of controlling that is positive, and I will
When
then
a man
say.
controls who his woman is around, negative energy, negative habits, that's very good to be
So,
controlled.
if your girlfriends, let's just hypothetically say you're young, you're in your 20s, right? And your girlfriends aren't as maybe clean as you are, meaning you're not sleeping around, but they are. But then you marry this guy and he says, oh, you know what? I don't want you to be friends with them anymore because they're whores, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that controlling?
Yes, and that's a good
Okay.
thing.
But a lot of men do that. Like, why are you friends with her when you know she's sleeping around with everybody else, right? I hear this all the time. All the time I hear this. and then they break up friendships. Even though that girl's not like that, why are you choosing her friendships? That's
I'm
her
not
friend's
having any
choice.
dude tell me who to spend. I mean, I agree with Cindy. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm not. It's a partnership. It's a mutual respect. There's things that they may do better than I do. There's things I may do better than they do. So maybe they do. You know, maybe I'm super into mowing the grass, right? Or I'm a tomboy and I like changing the light bulbs and hanging things and making stuff, doing stuff that traditionally in the past a man might do. But I just don't think, I think that I think there's a massive change going on in the younger generation, as Cindy was saying, especially the alpha, those folks that were born from like 2003 to 2010 that are now in their, 16 to, or 2003 to 2000, I guess 8
That's
would
going to
be.
be a
Yeah.
different generation, Lauren. Watch. That's going to be a very
Yeah.
different generation than the 28 to 38. I'm seeing
100%.
it. I see it. I'm watching it. I'm seeing it. I see it all around me. It's absolutely cool to see. But again, some of these girls are taking it to another level, and they're like, I'm the bitch boss, and that's getting over the top. But listen, they want to do that, they can do that.
And Sandy, it's crazy because a lot of them don't want to get married and they don't want children. And it's like, what? Yep,
Hmm. My
yep.
own nephew said, "Why do I want to bring children into this world right now? Like, there's nothing positive." I'm like, you want to have children, Michael? Come on." He's like, "No, Auntie Cindy, I don't really know if I do." I'm like, "Come on, seriously." My son said it the other day too. I don't know. Again, they're all between the age of 28 and 38. Raise kids, my kids. It's and the other thing,
I
like
don't
Ray
think
doesn't understand. He had a debate with his daughter the other day, right? This was the debate, and I had to defend her, and I'm like, Ray, you're wrong. So he's like, I don't understand how you girls, after you all break up in relationships, you all stay friends afterwards. I'm like, Ray, what's the problem with that? That's weird to me. I'm like, why is that weird? Because then they get a new boyfriend, and then that boyfriend's not going to like, I wouldn't like that she's still friends with her ex. I'm like, well, that's your opinion. They don't have an issue with that anymore. These girls don't have an issue with that. So why do you have an issue with that?
The
He
reason
stuck
why
his
the reason why
he stood
people
his ground
typically
on that one. He's like, no, sorry, no. I don't know. Something said Coella in the donut or something. I don't know. Once you go there, you can't go backwards and you can't be friends. I'm like, okay, you sound really old fashioned. But they were debating back and forth. Two of his daughters with him.
yeah,
I
the
had to agree
reason
with them. If you can be friends with your
Hmm.
ex boyfriend, what? Who cares? I don't know. It'd be a problem for me.
I don't think it's so much that men don't want to have children. It's more so about peace is priceless, and they don't want the headache, if anything, right? And I think things are a little more nuanced. It's not always what you say, but how you go
But
about it.
but
One thing
but the
is
other thing they
influence.
say is, I
Just real
want to be
quick, Auntie.
stable. I want to
Cindy,
have
just
a
real quick,
home
real quick.
first.
Let me just
We
say
didn't
this.
think like that. We just did it. We did it. We had kids. We figured it out. We bought a home, and we just did it. I mean, we weren't sitting there mental masturbating. Well, we need to own a home first, get settled, and then we can think about having children. Oh, okay. But then again, this
Isn't
is a
that
different
responsible
generation,
though?
and they're weirdos.
most people that don't
What
want to get
happened to the
married
days
is
that you
because their
just
parents
figured?
weren't married. There wasn't a
But
healthy marriage
what
there.
happened? Yeah, that no, because look at
Yeah.
Ray and I got divorced very later on in life, and our kids were grown. You know what I mean? Like we didn't get divorced when our kids were small. I did actually. Chad
Whoa,
was
whoa,
10.
whoa, 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 whoa. Not Ray. Not
Chad,
Ray.
what do you mean, not Ray?
You said
You
Ray and I
said
didn't get divorced. I'm talking about
Ray?
Joe.
No, Ray and I did not get divorced when our kids were small.
From their
Meaning
Oh,
other from their
his
other
I
relationship.
get it. I thought you got the
correct.
X's
But
mixed
I
up
have to
there.
take that back because Chad was 10. But I was separated. I wasn't divorced yet. But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, as I was saying, one thing is to influence a person. Another thing is to try to control, right? So those two things, like the way you go about it, if you like you're in a situation, because these things are more nuanced, and you have a partner, right? And she keeps on going into these pitfalls with her girlfriend, and you try to influence her positively and Like, hey, look at this. You're gonna get this. I told you so type of thing. And it keeps on going. Maybe you're just not compatible and just should move on. Oftentimes we try to force things because of infatuation, etc. and so forth. So I think it's more nuanced. I don't think it's so black and white and absolute.
Danny, did you have something to say?
I said it. Basically, I was saying that, a lot of the people y'all claim that don't want to get married, these a bunch of Gen Zs, which is crazy because a bunch of my friends want to get married and are married. It's more stemming from how they grew up, where their parents married, where they're not married, and a lot of my friends that are married have parents that were married or married for a long time. Same with me. My parents divorced after 30 years of marriage in 2020. They were married in 1990, but I watched in those 30 years them get along, so I'm hopeful. I still want to get married because I saw their beautiful relationship. And even though it ended later, I was like, oh no, I want that, still. But a lot of Gen Zers are not seeing that at all. They're not seeing it last 1 year, two. And so they're like, what's the point? So I think it more stems from how they grew up versus, having more options. But I think it's a factor, obviously, with social media and everything's happening with that. That's definitely a factor. But, in your home, what's happening in front of you, with people standing in front of you, is going to have more of an impact than social media ever will.
Good point, Danny. It's funny. Not funny that my mom passed away 1 month before my parents' 70th wedding anniversary. But my dad, he didn't do anything without at least making it sound like he got my mom, whose name was Gloria, advice. They worked together. They actually opened a beautiful business that they left behind, a museum, a toy museum in Connecticut. They did some amazing things. But when I look at what my dad ever wrote, and when I go to look at, like, Google their name, it's always Gloria and Herb Barker. My dad once told me, always put the woman's name first. And so, that's how I kind of grew up. So even now, when I see a wedding invitation and I see the man's name first, I'm like, oh no, put the woman first because we should be first. So I grew up with that mentality already. So I agree with you. It's what we kind of grow up with and see.
But then
Anybody
there's
else
a,
have any
yeah,
thoughts?
but Adriana, there's a word called etiquette, right? And etiquette says that it's always Dr. Ronald Katz and or Mr. blah, blah, blah. And it's always been Mr. this or Dr. that, or, you know what I mean? On a wedding invitation, because that's
Yep.
what they say etiquette is, right? So I don't know. I don't know
Yeah, the
what's right or
protocol,
wrong
but my
anymore.
dad he was always flipping the script anyway. So, yeah, yeah. Are we talking any more political? Are we all tired? Because I am ready for bed.
Adrian, you can go to bed. We got you. We got it.
Oh, Lord.
This can keep going. Even like get some sleep, girl. If you need to get some sleep,
I'm pretty tired. Thank
get
you,
some
Laura. I
sleep.
appreciate it so much. No, this is fun. It was a fun night, and I got to host, so I enjoyed that.
That's
And
cool. I
Tuesday,
wish you
Joseph
two.
and
I
I are
wish you
doing the
and.
show. Well, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Go. No, you go.
No, you go.
I say I wish you and Cindy were here earlier. I just think it would have been interesting to. So we'll have
All
to
I know
continue.
is my best sketching is when I'm listening to all you guys talk. I don't know why it is, but my sketches come out the best when I'm listening to you all talk. It's so crazy.
You
It's
sketching for work or sketching for enjoyment, and sketching with what?
no sketching for two houses.
Oh, how cool. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Well, I'm curious to hear Adrian's opinion, if she doesn't mind, about men leading, and if she thinks men should lead. If you don't mind, but if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. We can move on.
This is a good
Oh,
one that also I'll just throw in, and then I'd love to hear Adrian. But like right now, from what I know about Adrian, is she's because of her husband's health, she's now really, really doing a significant amount. She probably did her whole life. But back to you, Adrian.
well, Laura just nailed it. So actually, my entire life, my husband was the one that stayed home with the children or did more at the home, whereas I was always working. And he was diagnosed with leukemia in 2022. And so really from that point, I've been the sole survivor, sole survivor. I am surviving, sole supporter of the family. So I only know that women can, should, um, really be the leaders. I really believe that. It just how I grew up and how my mom was such an amazing leader without having to tell people she was a leader. I also think that women don't have the kind of egos that men have, and I think ego could really be an issue when it's like and so I just want to pull that out there. I'm not sure, Laura, if there's any other context, but I can tell you I'm 62, gonna be 63 in June 28th is my birthday. And I have served on so many boards and committees, and I've noticed the men have such a hard time making decisions. They talk more than the women. They just will keep going over and over, repeating the same information, and nothing ever
Over
seems to
and
get done.
over and over and over.
I love this. I am smiling ear to ear because I respect Carlos and some others folks that were in the room, but man, they were just like, I do this, I do this. My wife checks with this, I do this. My wife checks with this, I do this. And I was just like, whoa. But you know what? People, I have no judgment because people grow up and are in different arenas. They also, it was brought up about religion. And, maybe that's also something like people were saying, well, because Christ. And it's in the Bible that the man leads, and there was a lot of that talking. And I didn't grow up, with Christ. I grew up Jewish, so I didn't. It was just a different arena.
But Laura, I always knew that I couldn't really actually have a man lead me. My mom always said, like, you know, um, I needed someone to I needed to I hate to say this, but she used to say my husband was like a mat, right? Like I needed to walk all over him. I knew growing up that I could never marry someone like my brother. That I needed to marry someone that I not that I could control. I'm not saying that. I'm not, but you know what? If I want to go to Miami next week, I'll go to Miami next week. I don't have to ask anyone for permission in my household for what I want to do. I just plan it and do it and make sure that Alan is able to take care of the dog and cat, or I'll freaking get a trusted house sitter. I'll get someone to watch for them. But at the end of the day, that seems to me what I was looking for in my marriage is that I just knew it. I just knew that I had to. I am a little bit controlling, or a lot bit controlling, in a really lovely, sweet
Hey,
way.
that's the first step to recovery.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Maybe the three of us can go to a nice spa and talk about this a little more.
Obviously, all three of us are controlling. We know that. You don't get to where you get to without being controlling. I didn't get to where I got to by being a pushover, right? So, but
And you're working on it's Saturday night at 1 in the morning, and Cindy Stumpo is because, which I'm sure, Cindy, you could just say call it a day and not continue, but maybe you love what you're doing.
if I call it a day, then it's not going to get done, right? He's got to get done. They got to get to the architect by Monday. The architect's got to put the drawings together, put the structurals, just the frame. Everything else is drafted out by me. I just hand him over the drafts and go, okay, put the frame plan together. The windows are done. The roof is done. The front elevation's done. The rear elevation's done. The side elevations are done. Here you go, buddy. Put them into print. That's it. So if I don't get them to him on Monday, that means it's going to prolong those jobs. Cannot prolong jobs right now. I got to keep my guys working, period. So I don't get to take a break. I've got hundreds of guys that depend on me to make a living.
I love that.
I can't let them down now because the market is so soft. It's getting so really scary out here, how soft the market's getting.
I just want to say
And
this.
nobody's talking about that, but the market is softening up really bad right now.
I just want to say that, you know, I totally have so much respect for you, Cindy, and the amount of hard work you do, and also the role model that you play for our daughters. It's huge. And sometimes when I hear someone on stage getting nasty to you, I'm like so surprised because you know, there's just a lot of respect for what you've done, and especially in your field and your industry. And thank you, by the way. You give tons of free information in these master rooms, which is incredible. And you're doing so much. So I really think that the younger generation really needs to understand that. So a lot of the younger generation that kind of argue with you, I just realize they just don't understand. They're just like clueless and in what you're
But
doing.
you know, Adriana, they're not here, right? So literally in 1 week from Monday, 20 kids will start with me, and I'll have them for a month, right? And I've got five more that I can't. I can't take on. I just can't take on another five kids. I'm trying so hard with other builders. Like, come on, guys, please help me out here. Nope, things are tough right now. I go, guys, you always have an excuse. You're too busy. You're not busy enough. What the fuck? What the fuck? Just take one kid. Nope, not doing it. This goes on every year this time. And for the next 30 days, what, you think it's easy to have 20 young people with you all day long? You want to pull your hair out of your head. But you do it because you have to do it. I do it because I have to do it. Period. They're boys and they're young men, whatever you want to call them, boys and girls. They're juniors in high school and seniors. And they call and they come, different ones every, how they know this, how this is passed down in 25 years that I've been doing it. It's like they tell somebody else, hey, call Miss Stumpo. She'll let you intern with her, right? And they call pretty fast on. They call like around February. And I always say, okay, the first 20 that call, I'll take. It started with three, then I went to five, then I went to 10, then I went to 12. Every year I say, okay, I'm not doing more than this. This year I have to stick to my guns right now because it's a lot of work. They're asking you so many questions they want. There's so many whys, and it's great. It is. It's great because every year that they move on, I hear from all of them throughout the last 25 years. It's crazy. They've stayed in touch with me almost all. I would say 90% have stayed in touch with me. Maybe 10% haven't at best.
That's beautiful. That is absolutely, and I thank you for doing that, because to me, you are helping our future generation, and that's what we all need to do. So, kudos to you, Cindy. You're an amazing woman, and Laura, same thing. Kudos to you for everything that you do
Yeah,
and bring as a
why don't you
bike
do this?
lady.
Put it on our headstones, okay?
back at you,
That's all
girl.
I say. Put it on my headstone.
Yeah, and back at you, and back at everybody else, that every other female and mom in the room. Back at you guys.
Yes,
So,
the most
you know,
unappreciated job in the world. Thank you.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
So, Laura,
Mhm.
what does happen at night like this? Because normally I'm snoozing away. Does the conversation just kind of like break away? Does Jonathan says it's still part of the podcast, or will it get like, what the hell? What's going on?
I mean, sometimes this thing goes till 3 and 4 in the morning. It kind of
Yeah,
calms down.
Laura,
Yeah,
I stopped doing that 3 years ago. I couldn't do it anymore. Like, you climbing into bed going, what the fuck? I'm going to be so exhausted tomorrow.
exactly,
But
exactly.
that's when rooms are really like, we had some really great rooms back in the day. And it'll be like that again once Nelson opens up the floodgates.
Hey, Adrian, one night got up to use the restroom, and I'm not going to say the person's name. Lauren knows who it is, maybe. And this person was like, well, if there's no one else here to talk to, I'll just talk to myself. I'll just keep going because I can keep going, and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And then Lauren texted me the next morning and said that person talked until about 8 a.m. her time. And that was 4 a.m. New York time. So
Oh
that's
my
what happens
god.
overnight.
Okay, that's good. Is Allie in the room now?
Oh,
Just kidding,
yeah.
Ron.
I have my late nights with Allie too.
Uh, once in a while, I'll wake up and I'll hear the conversation. I'll be like, "Holy hell!" And a lot of times, it's it could be a menopause or like different conversations. That's kind of interesting. That's more for women. But all right, I gotta go to bed. I gotta close my eyes. I just can't do it anymore. You guys are amazing. Thank you for this opportunity to do. I don't even know. Just send me the feedback privately, because I like to know how I can always improve. And have a good night.
Great job,
Happy
Adrian. Thank
Mother's
you.
Day, honey. I'm
Oh,
glad
Happy
you're here.
Mother's Day.
fantastic job.
Thank you
And
so much. I
Adrian,
know Mother's Day. You know what? In 1 month, I'm going to be with all four children, in Puerto Rico, a 42, 36, 30, and 19. I had her at 44. But my 30-year-old, now they're interesting because they plan everything. His wife, Erica, who's a nurse, everything is planned. So yes, she had to graduate nursing school. Now they're married, then they get the house, and then they'll have a child. She's got everything like exactly lined up what she wants. And I'm like, is that how? So you guys are saying that's not really how that generation is? She's 32 or 32,
Well,
not 32.
we get some phenoms, okay? She's a phenom.
That's awesome.
She's got her shit together.
She does. All right. Thank you so much. Yes, Mother's Day. And we all to the sad mothers that are in heaven right now looking down at me. Thank you.
Happy Mother's Day, Adrienne.
Thanks, Chris.
You just caught my attention there. You said you had your 19 at 44, so you're about 63. Wow. You
Yep.
have beautiful kids right there. You know,
Yep.
you're enjoying them right now. The youngest is 19. Wow. That's pretty good. Pretty good. You have started having them early. So it's great. Happy Mother's Day
I've
to you.
actually had one in every decade. That's the
Wow.
weird thing. So 40, 30s, 20s. Yeah, it's crazy. And I was in the best shape of my life at 44, but I knew I was like, oh my God, they're going to like, are you the grandmother? Are you the mother? But lucky enough, when I had her in 2006, more women were having children later. So I actually, it wasn't what I experienced when I was, well, Rudy, who is 11 years older, would have been a little different. Most of the mothers were younger, but I found with Alana, and I moved right away to a Celebration, Florida, where we had an office in Celebration, and that was a little different too. Raising her was easier. We were like, I could play tourist and do all kinds of things with her, and so yes, I didn't really feel like a grandma, even though.
So
Anyways,
what really caught my attention is I have four, 30, 26, and 22. Then my last one is she's 12 right now. She's going to be 13 in November. And my wife had her, my wife is 53. She's 53 this year, 52 this year. So she probably had her when she was around your age, 42. And then, it's a different time when we were raising her brothers and our other siblings. With her, especially right now, it's like we've never done it before. She had her after 10 years from the last one. So it's really a challenge for us right now. She's gonna be 13. And of course, 10 almost 10 years apart from the last one that we had. So it's been a little challenge, but all hands are on deck with her. All of them, they said, Dad, Mom, just leave her to us. We're gonna handle her. You are very strict when you are training us, but with this one right now, it's like, you forget how you trained us. So you caught my attention right there. you know.
Who are you kidding? That one gets away with murder. That one, you're too tired already at that point. You're like, yeah, whatever. Okay. I, I don't know. I think having kids young is great. Me personally, because I grew up with my kids.
I agree. I agree. And but you know what? I've always been a horrible, what do you call it, helicopter mom. So, but I've kept them all safe, and I
Adriana,
think that's important.
that's the Jewish in you.
Totally, totally,
Totally.
totally. But I've also
Totally.
been very young. Like she's 19 now, but I loved every day. I just love even now when she comes out of her bedroom. I'm so excited. But she lives with her boyfriend part time. But I can't explain it. But we did so much with her and just loved yeah. But the sad part for Alana is that she's like she didn't get to live with her brothers. So Rudy was 11, so he cut the cord actually, and so she never really felt so her connection. This will be an important trip so she can kind of reconnect. They'll call and talk to her, but it's not the same as all of us being in the same room.
Well, that's awesome. Have a happy Mother's Day. The same to you, Cindy. Happy
Thank
Mother's
you,
Day, man.
Chris.
Yeah,
Right back at your wife.
thank you. We'll extend that.
I told my children we're doing Mother's Day, very white trailer trash. They go, "What do you mean by white trailer trash?" I go, "We're going to a fast food place called Kelly's." They're like, "Mom, come on, we're not going to do that." I go, "Yes, we are. I am not sitting in some fancy restaurant. I don't care. We're not doing that. I want to go to Kelly's." They're like, "Okay, we're going to Kelly's." I'm like, "Yep, we are going to Kelly's." It's a clam. It's like a clam plate clam lobsters, whatever. It's like it's a fast. I can't explain it. It's something that's been here forever. But
Belly clams.
yeah, you can Google Kelly's roast beef.
Ugh,
It's like
yum.
it's a Boston thing. It's like so they opened up finally after the father died. The kids opened up like six more locations, but the father would never do that. He wanted that one location in Revere on
Cindy,
the
it went
West
downhill.
Parkway. It's,
It went downhill.
that's where
It's
I'm going tomorrow.
garbage.
It's what
Don't do it. It's garbage.
I
Cindy, is
got
that the
told.
place where the young girls meet you sometimes and talk to you and you buy them breakfast?
No, that's my little diner I go to. But I'm
Okay.
going to tell you this story, right, real fast. So I've been I go to my normal donkeys that I go to, and I noticed that the 16-year-old girl's not there, right? I haven't seen her there, and she works weekends. So I said, "Where is Lucia?" Her name is Lucia. I go, "Where's Lucia?" And they go, "We she got fired." I'm like, "What do you mean she got fired? Why'd she get fired?" I had her number on my phone, so I text her and I said, "Lucia, did you get fired?" She goes, "No, I quit." I said, "Why'd you quit, honey?" She said, "Because I don't like the way that that guy John," which she has told me before. So I made it my like mission to pay attention when I go in there to see how this guy treats her. And he's probably like in his maybe 27, 28. So they said, but I called the owners to find out what really happened because I want to know. And they said, "Oh, we had to fire her for stealing." I go, "She stole? What'd she steal?" She stole $432. I go, "She stole $432 out of the drawer. Is that what you want me to believe?" And they said, "Yes." I said, "That's bullshit. That girl wouldn't steal anything, number one. Number two, she's worked for me part time in the summer because she works there and she's done office work, right, last summer. So I got to know her. And I said, "You guys are lying because you're afraid of a sexual harassment case against you guys. So this is another setup. So this is not going to go down. See, you can treat her that way and her mom, but now I'm going to step in and you don't want to fight me. You do not want to fight me. So let me tell you something. You better have facts and you better be able to prove to me that she stole $432 because I think you're lying. Because I know how that guy, I've been paying attention to that guy in that donkeys for the last 6 months. And I don't like the way he rubs up against her when he goes by her and how he looks at her. And she's a really pretty girl. And she doesn't look 16. And she's been
Hey,
working there
hey,
since she's been
Cindy.
14.
Cindy, what
What's that?
Dunkin' Donuts?
Needham Street.
In Newark?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the
Kevin's like,
owner,
I'm gonna go there and
so,
break his legs.
so
No,
the,
no.
so
My uncle, my wife's uncle owns a bunch of Dunkin' Donuts. That's why.
it's not the one there, is it?
I'm gonna ask. Is the last name Andre, the owner?
No, but I think the manager's name is that. No, 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 no. I don't think so, honey.
I'll find out. I'll let you know tomorrow. I'll find out for you.
So I was dealing with the manager. I said, "You make sure the owners call me because I want the proof that she stole the $432. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But something tells me I'm not going to be wrong here, guys." So, but she said, even, she's like, "Cindy, my mom paid the $432. I would never steal any money. When I give this girl a $20 tip, she's like, "No, that's too much money. Like, that's too much money." Every time I go into Dunkies, every time if there's three people working, I give them all 20s. If there's two people working, they get 20s. She always pushes it back and says, "No, no, no, that's too much money. That's too much money," for 2 years. So I don't believe this. Like, something is telling me something's wrong here. And the mom and her, they're South American, and I don't think they just want to have the fight on their hands or whatever. So the mom paid the money and the daughter's not working there anymore. But Kev, something's not right here, I'm telling you. And if this
Cindy,
is the case,
I'm gonna get you a phone number. I'll have a phone number for you tomorrow.
please.
Either it'll be Carlos's number. There's only two people that own the places out there. It's either Carlos or a guy named Terry. But those are the only two that own the Dunkin' Donuts around here.
Remember, there's one
And Carl,
also in Newton Center too.
right? But they're only most of them are owned by Carlos. I mean, my wife's uncle owns 98 of them.
Then there was another guy that owned a lot of them too. His kid was a really spoiled brat. Drove around in a yellow Ferrari back in the day. Maybe
Was
Armenian.
the girl's name Tanya?
His he married her. They're still married. She was beautiful. They were both Armenian. Father owned like I don't know 8 or 9 of them. I don't think in Newton. I think Dedham, West Roxbury,
Yeah.
those areas. But I
So
don't know. I just
they
don't have a
own
good feeling.
they own all the one they own Brookline, Dedham, Canton, Sharon, Stoughton, all the way down to Fall River,
But she,
High
but she,
Park,
she had put
Jamaica Plain.
complaint. She had put complaints in with the owner. She told me this again. I don't know if this is factual, just by her words about this guy John. So the manager was like, Miss Stumple, we don't want to have any problems with you, but you need to believe us that the money was stolen. I said, okay, well, prove that to me. You have to prove that to me. If you prove it to me, then I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But how can it be that she quits and then the next day you say that she stole? I'm a little confused here.
What
And
Cindy,
so he
so
what
said,
infuriating.
Cindy, I'm gonna ask you, was it John Almeida?
I don't know, honey. I don't know
Does
the
that
kid's
sound
last name.
you find
Uh,
out? Yeah.
Hold on. She might have sent me a picture of him. I
Cindy,
don't
it's
know.
so infuriating when I hear you say, you would notice how the guy would rub up against her. Like that makes my,
I pay attention.
ugh.
I pay attention, right? Again, I could be wrong. And maybe this girl has, maybe she did take the money. Listen, you only know what you're capable of doing. You never know what somebody else is capable of doing, right? And that's really the truth. But I just want to know because something is telling me there's something wrong here. But I mean, this girl is just, I don't know. I don't know.
Is
I
she a
really
kid?
don't.
Did you say? How is she like?
Yeah, she started working there at 14, on weekends and summertime. And she's so kind to everybody that walks through that door. But again, maybe she did take the money. But again, I'm going to try to find out if that's the truth. I need to know if that's the truth. Because if it's not the truth, then they have a problem. And if it's the truth, then that's it. I cut the ripcord and that's the end. But I asked her, I said, please, if you took the money, please just tell me. I don't care. I won't judge you. Maybe you need the money for something to help your mom with rent or whatever it is. She's like, I didn't take any money, Cindy. I didn't. And I trust you enough, I would tell you.
Have you talked to her mom?
I talked to her mom today. Yep.
How'd that go?
She didn't believe that her daughter took the money. But again, a mom's going to be, I don't know how objective the mom can be, right? It's her daughter. But if the daughter's working at 14, she's working because they need the extra money, right? So it's one of those things. And the manager said, look, we know how good you are to the people that work here. And we know, you tip them, you come, Christmas, you weren't even here this year. And your guy came and, gave everybody $100 that works here for Christmas. We know how generous you are, but you need to believe me, Miss Stumpo, the money was stolen. I said at one time, he said no overtime. So overtime, $432 was missing, like that exact number. I don't even know how you keep track, truthfully. Is there cameras in there? Are there cameras on them? But again, that guy, John, rubs me the wrong way. That's the problem I have. And she's really pretty, and she's like 5'9", and she looks like she looks like she's 21. That's the truth. Not because she's got makeup on her face, because she doesn't. She just is very mature looking, and she's built very nicely. I don't know. I always see kindness. I mean, I had a panic attack in there one day. I had to run out of there. I go, I can't stand here. I can't stand this. She goes, I will bring it right out to your car. When she came out to the car, she goes, I know what you're feeling. I said, how do you know what I'm feeling, honey? This was literally like a month ago, a little over a month ago, not even. Yeah, a month ago. And she's like, I have panic attacks too, Cindy. I go, how do you deal with them? She goes, I go into the bathroom and I just breathe it out and tell myself this has got to go away. It's got to go away. So again, I don't know what to believe, but I just need to find out the truth. That's me.
Hey, Cindy, I'm texting you a picture of somebody. Tell me if this is him. Give me a second. You there?
Yeah, Maria.
All right.
But it really shouldn't be any of my business, right? It's not my business. But that's my problem. Like, I'm going to make it my business to get to the truth.
But didn't he make it your business when he told you?
No, I texted her. I went in there today and I said, hey, where is blah, blah, blah? And they're like, she got fired. I'm like, what do you mean? And they're all young and they're working too. They're young. And I'm like, what do you mean she got fired? And they said, we don't know. We just know she got fired a couple weeks ago. I'm like, so I texted her. I said, did you get fired? She goes, no, Cindy, I quit. I go, why'd you quit? Then she told me. And then I had the manager's number and I called him. He said, no, we had to fire her for stealing. Are you sure she stole? Weird number, $432, like over time you didn't know? Again, if she's a thief, why is she pushing back on the 20 with me? Right? Doesn't make sense. From day one, she would push back. No, no, that's too much money. No, that's too much money. People don't tip like that. They don't tip like that. I go, well, I do, honey.
Hey, so did you get that picture?
No, not yet. I'll tell you the number I did dial because it's in my phone. I dialed 505-9100. So that was the manager's number. But I sometimes stick my nose in where it doesn't belong, but I have to on this one.
Does she work a cash register or manage a cash drawer or something?
Yeah, they all do, Lisa. They ring up the coffee, they ring up. But I gotta be honest, most people that walk into Dunkin' Donuts use credit cards. You see very small amount of people using cash today.
That means they're holding her $432 over time. That means they're adding up the amount that her drawer was short. That's not necessarily
But
proof.
that she's not the only one. There's there could be three or four of them working, and they're
That
all
part.
using the same drawer.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you have cameras in there, how do you know which one is doing it?
Because you
So how
gotta
do they
you
know?
gotta clock in and clock out of your drawer when you're not using it. You know everybody has
But
their.
Billy, they're
That's
all,
how it
all
is at my establishment, huh?
Billy, they all use the same register. Like there's not two registers going at the same time. This one, they always use the right side register, every one. It doesn't matter. Like if you order with this person or this person, that's who's ringing you up.
Yeah, but
So how do they? How,
they clock in with a number. Each and every time one goes away from the cash register, it clocks out, and then when another person comes to the register, they put their number in to be able to open the drawer.
how did they know it was her? Is the question. If they go by those numbers, they will know who opened the cash register. At given
Because I
time.
think what
So
Billy's saying is maybe when she opens up the register, she has to use her code.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
But Billy, think about this. How many people actually walk into Dunkin' Donuts or a Starbucks, right? Probably you guys don't know what Dunkin' Donuts is because it's more of a Boston thing. But let's use Starbucks. Most people call it in, they've already paid for it. I don't see a lot of people using cash anymore. I truly don't see a lot of people using cash anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They
They
put their
use a ton
phone
of
down,
cash through the
their
drive-through.
Apple Pay, their this.
Yeah.
a good point.
Mm.
Even if there's gonna be
Yeah.
cash, it won't be up to $100. How many people comes in?
And
You're
I
right.
remember one time I was in there and I wanted to break 100 to tip the three girls, right? and they even have enough money in the register to break 100. I'm like, I literally like, okay, hold on, let me just. I was like fishing through my pocketbook because there's money. Sometimes I throw it on the bottom of my bag, right? Like you just fucking throw it on the bottom of your bag, and I end up finding 320s. But the point was is that they didn't have enough money in the register to break the 100. So like, I don't know. I just see most people use their phone or they use a credit card. Construction guys still use cash, and there are construction guys that stop at that Dunkies for sure. But I don't know. I would just hate to think she did do this because that means I've been reading her wrong for 2 years.
Yeah, but something is not adding up here, man. It's not just adding up. If you can find out, Cindy, it'll be great. If she
I
does
wonder if
that,
I got.
if she does it, then
I told her I want to see her, and she said okay. She said, and her mom said I'll bring her to your office on Tuesday. I want to look her in the eyes. I will be able to know better when I look her in the eyes. Talking to somebody on the phone, you don't get the same. I want to look at her in the eyes and see. The eyes are the giveaway. If she's nervous talking to me about it, because she's never nervous with me, if she shows signs of nervousness, her throat, she kind of, you do that glump glump thing. I watch everything people do when they're talking to me. So it's a curse and a blessing, by the way. But
Maybe once she explains to you why she believes she was fired, because that she should
she's
believe
she
why.
she said she quit, and they say that they fired her. And she said, no, they
Oh,
didn't
so
fire me.
then, oh
They
wow.
fired me the next day after I quit. I'm like, honey, that doesn't make sense. You quit and they fire you. She goes, yes, because I quit before over the same reason. And then I came back.
I wish you luck. I hope she didn't do it. That'll be sad for you.
Yeah, it would be sad because that's one thing I don't like. I don't like these. You need something, you ask, you don't take. And the owners are good people, so I can't imagine if she needed extra money. I don't know. I don't, first of all, I hate when they tell me they're 14, 15 years old working at Dunkin' Donuts, right? But if they're 16 or 17, that's better. But 14, it's kind of young. And she takes the bus to get there. She doesn't live near, Kevin, she doesn't live in Newton. She doesn't live anywhere near there. It's like 35 minutes to get to there. She
Yeah, a
works
lot. Yeah.
every Saturday and Sunday shift, right? I mean, that's young. I mean, girls are out hanging out with each other at that age on a weekend, not working at Dunkin' Donuts, right? But
My wife was working at Dunkin' Donuts at 13 years old in Cobb's Corner in Canton.
at 13?
Yeah. Well, her family's are all was all into Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, okay. Then she was working for a
Yeah.
family. That's
But I
different.
know exactly
I
what you're
was working
talking
for my
about.
father at 13 too, but it was my
Right.
dad. You used to
I
have to
I
get
know exactly what you're talking about because like her father got set up. Route One in Dedham, the
yeah,
Rotary. There used to be the Dedham Mall, and on
yeah,
the right of the Rotary used to be the Dunkin' Donuts.
yeah, right there. That was that.
Yeah, the
Oh,
supervisor set my wife's uncle up, took all the robbed them, and it was a complete setup. So I mean, the
but that's
supervisors
when
do
people were
stupid shit like
using.
that.
But how many years ago was that?
That was back in the '90s.
Okay, when it was all cash.
Yeah,
Many donkeys would get robbed back then and get held up, right? Because
I
it was
mean,
all cash. Now it's not a lot of cash.
it's harder. It's harder now to work those registers because they're all monitored. Like if they delete something, it's all going to show up on that computer.
Well,
Yeah.
It's
you know how pizza, look at the IRS gets the pizza guys. So if you're going to steal out of a pizza place, they count the pizza boxes, right? If there's 20 pizza boxes missing, then 20 pizzas went out the door and you're stealing. They can't do that with the cups at Dunkies because I see them make coffee for people. They go, no, this is wrong. I don't like this. They're going to throw it away, get another cup, do it again. I've done it. I don't like this frappuccino thingy. I thought I would
Hey,
like it. I don't like it. Can and then won't charge me for another one, right? But so it's not like you. you get like, that's how the IRS audits pizza places, right? So now
Hmm.
these pizza places go to Costco's and they buy pizza boxes because when you have your pizza box marked and have your name on the pizza box, okay, now the IRS comes and audits you and they see that you bought this many pizza boxes, but you only claimed this amount of money. So that's a really easy audit.
And also too, Cindy, it doesn't have to necessarily be stealing. Let's just say her drawer came up missing a few times over time. Sometimes they'll void things out and don't do it correctly. Sometimes somebody will order a cupcake or snickerdoodle or something, and the snickerdoodle wouldn't come up right, so they charge it to a cupcake because they're the same price. I mean, it's so many reasons. Although they pay close attention to those mistakes. They usually give you warnings. And so here's the question: have they ever even given her a warning if it was overtime? They would have said, "Hey, your drawer was short by $2.50 today, or your drawer was short $10 today. Don't let it happen again. Watch this and go back and count the drawer again." So things like that. And so to just say she stole and it was overtime, they would have corrected her long before they fired her. You know what I'm saying? So if they never even did that, then that's just it's not true, because they would have talked to her if it was overtime way
I
before
would
they
I would
fired
think
her.
so.
Yeah.
Or she complained too much about this guy and whatever. I don't know. Like, again, two plus two is not adding up to four. So I'm not going to let this young girl get railroaded if she
You
didn't
know
do
what? You
anything.
know what my take is? I got a feeling the guy tried to push up on her. She said something. Next thing you know, he's saying she stole money.
That's
Because you
my
got to
point.
remember, he takes that draw to the back. There's no cameras in that manager's office. He could take as much money as he wants out of it and say it's short. He could set her
And,
up easily.
and she's already accused him, right? So she's made
Right.
accusations. So let me get rid of her, right? So I don't know. I really don't know. I will figure this out. I will figure this out. I'll have it all figured out by Wednesday. Trust me. And I'm going to go in there and see him.
Please, Cindy,
Mm-mm.
let us know, what you
I
find
don't
out,
play, guys.
please.
I don't play. I will put money behind somebody if they're not guilty of something, 1,000%. If she says I'll never go back there anyways, and just let it be, and then I will let it be. But to take a bus, sometimes her mom would drive her to work. I go, honey, who picks you up when you're working? It gets dark here in the wintertime. In the summertime, it stays light till 8 o'clock, 8:30. But you know,
Oh, was she a
I don't know.
photo?
Ray says to me all the time, "Why do you put your nose in everything?" I go, "Cause I do, because I feel bad for people. That's my biggest problem. I feel bad. Again, can kids do stupid things like that? Yes, they can. You know, but I mean, I'm in that Dunkies every day. Every day. That's my Dunkies that I go to every day. There's not one person there I don't know. But she was definitely very, 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 very pretty. Extremely pretty. No makeup, ponytail, but very pretty. Just one of those very pretty girls. And doesn't even try to be pretty, but just very pretty. I thought she was 18, 19. When she told me she was 14, I was like, what? You're how old? She's like, I'm 14. I'm like, she's like 5'8". And she's got that, that Spanish body, she's built. She's got a beautiful body, she's just built. I don't know, but I'll find out. And as Ray and I are walking out of Dunkies, he's like, yeah, I know you're gonna do something about this now. You're gonna involve yourself in this one. I go, yep, I sure am. He's like, okay, here we go. Cindy making friends wherever she goes. I go, well, if she didn't do it, you think that's fair? But I did say to him, hey, buddy, why don't you walk around? This was like last summer. I'm like, what's up with you? He's like, what do you mean? What's up with me? What's up with you? I said, I just saw the way you walked by her. I don't like that. Like he was squishing to get through, but there's not two people they have to squish to get through. I saw it with my own eyes. I know what I saw. My eyes don't lie. I'm looking for it, Kev. I didn't get it. Kev, find
Is
out if
the
they
is the
just do me a favor. Find out if they own that one for me, please, okay?
yeah, yeah.
'Cause
The guy John, is
I
he
told the
Portuguese?
manager. I think they're all Portuguese.
Dude, I want to know. I got a feeling it's my fucking wife's uncle, and if it is, I want you to go. Oh, dude, I want to kill this guy.
You think they own that one, huh?
No, my yeah. I'll tell you. I'll tell you on the
But
phone once I
it's not
remember.
the
If it's
owner.
this guy, I'll give you a call.
It's not the
No,
owner
but
that was
I'm
doing it. It
trying.
was the
The picture I
workers.
sent you, right? He was the manager, right?
No, I don't think John's a
Or a
manager.
baker.
No, he's not. He's not the one. He works there.
Hey, is your number 699645440?
That's my office, honey.
Oh, I sent it to the wrong freaking number.
909
I sent it to your
6868.
office number.
Oh yeah, I won't get there.
Hold on.
That's a landline.
What's your number?
I don't care. I can say it out loud. It's all over Google. 617
Right.
909 6868.
Oh, you're gonna
Six
be
eight
in a
six
bunch of
eight.
I'm
calls.
not doxing myself. It's all over the internet. It's my work phone.
Mm-hmm.
It's on every sign. It's on everything.
All right, now you should get it.
Mine is the same way.
No,
My phone number is all over the
No?
place.
no.
Yeah.
Is that the owner?
No, that's one of my wife's uncle, John. And he works out at Dunkin' Donuts in Newton.
I've never seen
But
him. He might work in Newton
yeah,
Center. He might work in the Four
yeah.
Corners. I mean, there's donkeys everywhere in
But
Newton.
either way, I'll get you all the information tomorrow.
Just find out who owns Needham Street. I already spoke
Yeah,
to the manager. I said, have the owners call me, but I didn't get a call back.
yeah.
But it's the weekend. I'm going to give him a pass on that one. But it's really bothering me because I don't know the truth and I want the truth. You know, sometimes you don't want to believe something either because the person is so kind to you.
You gotta talk to her when her parents aren't around.
I told her mom to bring her to my office. I said, I want to
Yeah,
speak to her alone. She said, okay, Cindy. She knows I've been very kind to her daughter. Very
yeah.
kind to her daughter. Ray just walks out going, oh, God.
I'm gonna see
Okay.
Fox
Yeah,
25, Cindy
they're gonna,
Stalpo at
they're gonna be
Dunkin' Donuts
standing
in
there
Needham Street.
causing a riot.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. I don't know why the backhoe took this building down. I have no idea. My bad.
Yeah, how's this? It was COVID, right? And my buddy David Pearlstein, that runs all of he's Kraft's right hand guy. So we're meeting and we have coffee, but we're in our cars because it's COVID, right? And we're literally parked like the front of my car is facing Dunkies on Needham Street, and his back of his car is facing, so we can talk, right? Do you know what I'm saying? Well, we're out there for like an hour and a half shooting the shit. We're smoking cigarettes, whatever, right? David Prostein's, we're just having fun out there. Next thing you know, boo, 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 police pull in every direction. I'm like, what the hell's going on? David's going, I don't know, maybe we're going to get arrested because we've been sitting in this parking lot for so long. And I'm like, the cop walks over, he goes, guys, did you see anything? I'm like, See what? He goes, the place was just robbed. I'm like, the place was just robbed? I mean, how we could have missed that? I can understand how he could have missed it, but how did I miss it? My car was facing right the doorway. I go, what do you mean the place was, yeah, the place was robbed. I'm like, we saw nothing. Like, David's going, they're going to think we robbed the place. I'm like, yeah, we're sitting in two Range Rovers. Like, we look like we robbed the place. Come on, like, seriously? The cop's like, Miss Stumpo, you really didn't see anything? I'm like, I didn't see a thing. I didn't see a thing. It was like the running joke for like 2 weeks. How did we not see the place getting robbed while we're in the parking lot, right? Like, you can't make this shit up. Like, it was right in front of the door. My car, but it was not parked in front of the door. It was parked on the back side of the lot. But I should have been able to see it. But we didn't see it. Cops were looking at us like, you guys saw nothing. I'm like, we've been out here for a good hour and a half. We've seen nothing. We didn't even hear the alarms go off because they were silent alarms. And David's going, oh, this is going to be great. Guy that runs Foxborough Stadium, whatever, Gillette Stadium, and the builder gets arrested for robbing Dunkin' Donuts. And Ray always says, how come this shit never happens to me? I don't know why this shit never happens to you. It only just happens to me. Maybe trouble just finds me. Okay, it's 1:45. I'm done drafting.
I'm like doing an invoice for a
I'm done
customer.
drafting.
It's
I'm
2 in the
done feeling
morning.
sorry for everybody in the world that I feel. I'm coming back as a Gemini in my next life. If there's a next life, I'm coming back as a Gemini.
Don't it suck being a Cancer?
That sucks. It fucking sucks, Kev. It sucks. I
But
fucking hate it.
I spend too much time worrying about other people than I do about myself. It's crazy.
1,000%. 1,000%. It's a curse sign. And it shouldn't be called cancer. That's a terrible sign. Because when you say, oh, you got cancer? No, I am a no, I don't have cancer. I am a cancer. It's a horrible sign. It's a great sign, but you worry about everybody. You have too much empathy, and then you're too empath. So empathy, empath, all of it.
I'm over here online trying to figure out what to get my wife for Mother's Day.
That's what you're doing now. Okay, you're online.
Well,
We think it's gonna get
so
delivered tomorrow.
no, my wife, she uh she had a hysterectomy about 4 or 5 years ago, and now she's getting the heat strokes, like
They're
what's
not
it
heat
called?
strokes. They're hot flashes.
Well, yeah, the hot flashes. So I'm looking at she, yeah, and I feel bad. So I'm looking at this thing. It's called a bed jet. So it goes on your bed and it blows cool air underneath the sheets.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, dude, that'd be perfect.
And you'll be freezing your ass off.
Oh, I don't care. I'd rather freeze my ass off than have
it's
her
it's the
suffer.
it's the winter time. I got the window wide open next to my bed, and Ray's like, "I'm freezing." I'm like, "Well, put
Yeah,
another blanket on." Right?
yeah. My wife's the same way, and
It's
I'm like,
freezing.
she's like, "Are you cold?" I'm like, "Ah, don't worry about it." As I'm turning blue,
It's so nice getting old. So
oh,
wonderful.
I feel so bad for her about it.
You guys, Cindy, you guys are just making me laugh right here. This is exactly what I'm going through right now.
Oh
You
God!
know, I swear to
Listen,
God.
Chris. There should be a men's meeting, right? There should be a men's meeting just to deal with each other when they have to go through this with their wives because we get really cuckoo. Like there's something really crazy right now. If you're in my office and you're sitting across from my desk and you're eating potato chips or something, I want to come over my desk and fucking kill you. And I'll look at can you stop chewing like that? I'm not chewing, but yes, you're chewing very loud. It's like the weirdest thing I've ever seen. My ex-husband's in there with a fork. I'm like, can you stop making that fork noise? I'm like, he's like, I'm not making any noise. It's a plastic fork. You're making noise. Do me a favor. Leave my office and go, everybody go eat out there. Like that's like the craziest little thing, right? I can hear you eating. you could be eating, there's a whole drawer of food in my office, right? So everybody always walks over to that drawer. There's two drawers and it's full of all things, right? Chips and healthy shit and bad shit and Oreo cookies and you name it, right? And then they sit, grab the food, and they sit in front of my desk and they start chomping on. I'm like, stop eating. They're like, what? Stop eating, or get off my desk. Go away from my desk. Come back and get your check, but stop crunching because it's driving me crazy right now. I don't know what that is. That's something new, but it's driving me crazy. So there should be a meeting place that men get to go together and say, and it's so funny because I was 50 COVID, so I went really late. I went like 56. That's really late, by the way. And at 50, when we were buying, I was buying a new gun in a gun store in Stoughton, and the guy said something like, "Are you in menopause?" I'm like, "No, why?" He said, "Okay, I want to make sure." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Because I just want to be careful selling you a gun." I go, "What do you mean you want to be careful selling me a gun?" And Ray's like, what are you talking about? He's like, "Yeah, I took my wife's guns all away from her." Like, why? And he goes, "Because she's in menopause and she's driving me crazy. I think she might shoot me. So I made her give me all her guns and lock them up." I'm like, it sounded so foreign to me. And then at 56, I came home one day from work and I handed my gun to Ray and I said, "Lock it up." He goes, "What?" I go, "Lock it up and don't give it back to me till I tell you to." He said, "You serious right now?" I go, "Remember when we were in that gun store like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and that guy was going on and saying how his wife calls and says, 'Hey, you want to meet at Capitol Grill in Burlington?' Yeah. And 10 minutes later, she'll call me back. 'You didn't empty out the fucking dishwasher, blah, 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 da, da, da.'" He's like, "Wait a minute, you just called me 10 minutes ago to meet you for dinner. Now you're yelling at me about the dishwasher." I thought it was so like foreign and crazy. Like, I'm like, and she acts like that? Yep. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, okay. That sounds nutty. Then 6 years later, take my gun, Ray. Don't give it back to me. He's like, "Okay, you want me to lock it up in your safe or my safe?" "No, no, don't lock it up in my safe. Lock it up in your safe." "Oh, okay." I think I scared him.
I think I would be more afraid of when you ask to give it back.
I waited. I waited a year, almost like 8 months, and I said, "Okay, I can take my gun back." He's like, "You sure?" I'm like,
So,
"Yeah, I'm very, very, very sure."
so Cindy, should I hide my wife's guns? Because she hasn't told me to take them yet, but now you got me worried.
No, you'll know. You'll know, Kev. You'll
I
know when she like gets loses her temper for like no reason. Like,
I don't have my license to carry because I get that Irish temper where I'll just black out and go after somebody. So I have her buy all the guns. She has, I think she has, what, she have 8 guns? I don't think she shot one of them yet.
that's not. I go shooting all the time in Weston. That I do. I shoot
Yeah.
at least 3 times a month. I go. I'm really good too. Ray shoots the
You
shoulder. Ray
ever hit
shoots
the
the lower part.
target?
I'm going right for the bullseye. Boom, 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 boom. He's a terrible. He's terrible. I go, "You're horrible at shooting." He goes, "Oh, okay, Sin. Well, I didn't grow up in your family where guns were right." I'm like, "Shut up, Ray. You just can't shoot good."
I want to see you hit a target. What are
Oh,
you,
I
like
Doc,
10
I'm
feet
good.
away?
I'm good. Ask Ray. He'll tell you she's good. She's really good.
Hey, Kev, I put a Mother's Day gift idea in the chat that
Is it cold sheets?
no, not quite.
No,
Um,
I ordered that bed jet.
oh, you
And
did. Okay, good.
but is it
Yeah.
going to get there by
It,
tomorrow?
it'll
I
get
don't
there
know,
when it gets
Kev.
there.
I don't know if that's a good. I don't know if
What
Cindy,
are
that's
I've
a
you
been
good.
gonna
I
print
don't know if that's a
out?
good present,
What are
honey. I'm
you
not
gonna
sure if that's a
print out
good
a
present.
picture?
Why
You
didn't you
print
call
out a
Harry
picture and
and
be
go
like,
get
here.
Kev? Why didn't you call Harry and get like a necklace or something?
Well, I used to do, Steve Singer,
No.
the jeweler. I
Everybody
used to get
hates
I
Steven.
yeah, I used to get her the gold forever roses. But now she has like 4 dozen forever roses and she's fucking done with those.
Oh, I can never have enough of those. Never have enough of those. They make me happy. And they're all
The
over my
forever
office.
They
roses?
They're all
do.
yeah. They're all over my office, all over
Yeah.
my house. Yeah.
Are you a
Now,
Howard
Okay.
Stern guy?
you know,
Fuck.
What's that?
Hmm.
used to be, not no more.
I don't
Yeah, me
know.
too.
Bob, I
When
haven't
he got
listened to
political,
Howard
I
Stern in
quit
probably,
listening. It's just same
yeah,
here. Way
Is he
before
still around?
COVID.
no,
Probably, I'll tell you
I
when it
think
was
so.
2015 when Trump's like when he was running. Yeah, he's still around.
Yeah, once he
He still
started
does
go,
shows. He was old as fuck.
Kev, get her a really nice
Can you hear
car
me?
too, okay? Because the coal thing might be a little insulting. I don't know. Like, that's a weird gift, but okay.
Yeah,
what, the
go
vet
get
jet?
her a new iron while you're at it.
A new iron. I never ironed anything in my life. I don't even have an iron.
Oh, she irons all the time. She's got that old school Portuguese in her.
What, the jeans have to have a line down the middle still?
She irons my under. I mean, she irons everything.
Well, then she deserves more than a fucking cold thing blowing on her.
She gets whatever she wants. I don't. I don't. Yeah.
That's a good man.
Kev, where are you driving right now?
Right now, I'm 146 in Rhode Island.
What are you delivering?
Gas. I'm going to Worcester.
To Wista, Wista.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, I'm going to Worcester.
Guys, do we sound alike, him and I, or no?
Why is my accent that bad?
Well, mine's pretty bad, so
Yes,
I'm
I
asking the
believe you
room.
do. I think you do.
So we do sound alike.
Cindy,
Very
you
nice.
seem normal to me. It's all these other weirdos.
We talk funny here, we do.
No, we talk normal. We're an original colony. It's these other friggin' weirdos that made their own language.
Not everybody from Boston talks like Kev and I. They really don't. He knows that.
The
They-
accent's going away. The new generation's losing the accent, I
yeah,
noticed.
my kids don't have it. Ray's kids don't have it.
Like my son's like, Dad, can I borrow the car? He pronounced the R. I'm like, whoa, hold on. Whose fucking kid are you? We don't do that in this house.
We don't do that in this house. We don't speak proper English in this house.
Right. Like he's learning to speak proper English, but he can't write cursive. Explain that one.
They didn't learn that one.
You know how he signs his signature? He writes it normal, and he puts a line connecting each letter. And that's how he teaches them how to write cursive.
They look like they write like they're 10 years old.
Yep.
That's funny. My daughter has a theory that, or maybe it's not just her, but because of the internet. So when we were kids, we played or whatever. We hung out with kids in our region and in our area. So we all talk the same. We all sound the same. But now, because kids have so much exposure to other kids across the country because of TikTok and um, all of the things online that kids have lost regional accents and they've developed. There's a term for it, but I forgot because I'm not that cool. But but it makes sense. We weren't exposed to kids like in the Midwest or down south or something like that. So there's people are definitely losing regional accents.
There's
It's
definitely
pretty
there
interesting.
were times on HGTV some of the episodes, and sometimes they would have to like write underneath what I was saying. I'm like, why do you do that? They go, because we get a lot of complaints that people don't understand what you're saying. I'm like, okay, get that. And then a
Subtitle.
friend of mine was in Israel, and she's watching my show in Israel, right? Because then it gets sold to other countries, and it got sold to Italy and everywhere. And I'm getting them, and they're speaking in their language, right? And then the English is below it, right? I don't. So it's not really me talking; it's somebody's voiceovers, right? I'm like, what am I saying? Oh, wait, hold on, I remember that scene. Hold on. Okay, I remember that scene. I know what I'm saying.
That's
Oh,
hilarious.
it's so funny, when your friends live in other parts of the world and they send you your TV show and there's a voiceover and they're speaking Hebrew or speaking Italian or speaking Spanish, right? It's so weird
I
because
bet
it's
there's
kind
so
of like a
much.
delay.
I bet there's so much lost in translation.
There must be, but I can't speak any of the languages, so I didn't know.
And if you said donkeys, like, how do you translate that?
Can't. We never say Dunkin' Donuts. Like, that's too long. Where you going? You're going to Dunkies. Okay, what do you want? A regular. Do you even know what a regular is?
Americano.
No, it's just called a regular.
Two
Cream.
sugars, two
Sugar
cream.
and cream. Yeah, yeah, sugar and cream.
Cream and two sugars, regular, please.
My son, like, can I get an extra eight sugars? I'm like, what the fuck?
I go into
Eight sugars.
Starbucks. Kev, I go into Starbucks and I go like this. Can I get a maki maca whatever? I still can't pronounce it, macchiato or something. I don't know. I just go, the maki thing. They're like, no, we don't understand that. I'm like, okay, that thing right there on the wall, that macchiato, whatever.
The macchiato. That's
There you go.
hilarious.
That's what it's
I think
called. But I never
that's
get that right.
that's hilarious. You can think about like auto without the U at the end.
How about the
Macchiato.
people who are like, may I have a venti caramel macchiato with toffee and some people ask for a specific temperature. Have you guys been around those weirdos?
Oh my God. And they're in line at Starbucks forever because they're going so slow. And the people that are going in Starbucks are so slow. And yes, they're ordering like they like they're ordering a 3-course meal, right? I'm like, is this line gonna move any faster? And Sam's like, Mom, just call it in. I go, what do you mean call it in? Who am I calling? We just placed
I'll
that.
take a skim Thai latte with extra cream. Whip the thing, and don't forget to do the sugarly moogerly doogly.
It's so
I
annoying.
should have let that
Isn't it
line play
so
out.
annoying?
We literally, everybody's got this thing. Like, I don't know what it is with Ray. He has to collect paper bags, right? So literally, like we have a running joke. He'll like hide them in places, like in cabinets, right? I'm like, here comes Ray, piling up the paper. I go, listen, Ray, we don't live in the projects. You don't live in the projects, and you haven't lived in the projects for like 40 years now. Like, can you get over this project thing? Because you're taking up a lot of the cabinet space, and we literally fill up a bag, a trash bag, not a regular trash bag, a construction trash bag. And I said, enough. Like, what is with you? He goes, I use one every day. I'm like, for what? When I bring my stuff to work, I'm like, what stuff? I make my food and I bring it to work. I'm like, so you need it's every grocery store. He like, then I got to clean it out and throw it all away. I'm like, that's hoarding. I don't care what you say. But my kids laugh at him all the time. They're like, "Oh, mom's opened up a cabinet. There they are behind the trash buckets." I'm like, "He fucking hides these stupid bags." I'm like, "Dude, you fucking live in a $14 million home and you're saving fucking trash bags. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong? Is there a problem with your brain?" He's like, "I use them." No, your
Look at
mom did that, so now you do that, right?
Did you guys see Bart at Taco Bell in the
Yeah.
drive
Oh,
through?
this
Bob's
fucking.
got the munchies.
No, I'm actually picking it up for the drunk bride. Uh, I
Nice.
just took them home from the bar. Oh my God. See, there's a person ordered. Well, anyhow, I put it on because this fucking college kid just ran and jumped into the Taco Bell sign on purpose and fell in the bushes. And there's two girls here ordering in dresses. Do you see it? They're like literally. Oh, wait. I don't know. Just fucking cameras all.
You
Are
should
they
ask him to do it again.
See, I was in a parking lot just like that, right on that side of the parking lot when the police came in, Kev, right there, like that side of the parking lot.
are they walking through the
They're literally standing at the drive-through ordering. That's a college town, and they're dressed up like freaking. I wonder if I should ask them if they just
Wait, but they actually walk through the drive-through to
they're
order?
walking through the drive-through to
Yep.
order. Or wait, now they're not.
What time is it there?
It's the
Hey,
bars just
Cindy,
closed.
that's the shit I gotta do.
What, walk through the
Yep.
drive-through?
You want me to
Yeah, because
order you
I have
something?
this big, I got a big
You want
18
me to
wheeler
order y'all
truck.
something? Oh, you? Can we pay you for no, it? I mean, what do y'all want? We
Yeah, pay
want
me
what?
extra.
What are they called? For hey, I gotta put you. Hold on a second. Here, pull up there so I know what you guys want.
They probably won't serve them because they're not.
No, I'm gonna order for them.
That sucks. They should serve them.
Why are they half naked? Is it
Hey,
really
how
warm
are
there?
you? I just want to order from you. Get it right now. Sorry for the inconvenience. I'm cutting me down at the moment. We're only doing DoorDash at the moment. What? Come on.
What?
Are you serious? Yeah, I'm being for you. I'm friends with Joey and Scott Vasiliev. You still serious? Yeah. All right. So what? I got to download an app. I mean, all right. Thank you.
What happened, Scott?
They're saying they're only taking orders from fucking DoorDash.
That's bullshit.
Fuck. So now I got to download an app. I
Download
think
the
at this
app and
point
then
that's a
have it
bribe.
delivered in the parking
Listen,
lot.
Bart, they're two
You
young
got,
girls. Make sure they're safe.
Well,
Why are they
I'm
walk?
sitting
Like,
down now. What do
is that
hold
a safe
on.
area?
Yeah, it's Oxford.
What do
Yeah.
you think? There's no boogeymen in Oxford. There's no murderers. There's no rapists in Oxford.
No.
Didn't you say it's college town? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
What
now
do
so
you
they
mean?
you gotta order from DoorDash and
Now I'm
then
having
sit
to
there
fucking
and wait.
download DoorDash.
And then you gotta sit there and wait for your DoorDash to come pick up your food and
No, I
deliver it to
guess
you
I
in the
can pick it
parking
up.
lot. That
I
shit's
guess I can
crazy.
do. I thinking I can do pickup.
you're thinking of what is that? Is that a
I'm
word?
thinking on. I've had a long ass fucking
And
2 days.
you're making fun
Anyway,
of me?
I know. Well, now how come these sons of bitches are getting to pull up?
See,
Cindy.
Cindy? Cindy, our accents sound perfect now.
Cindy, you said you talking to me?
You talking to me? Oh God.
I can think I.
Bob, Bob said, "Do you know who I know?" They're like, "Yeah, you still got DoorDash."
I know. So I
That
can't
shit.
fucking wait to.
He had no pull on that one. Do you know who?
None. I can't wait to tell fucking my buddy that owns these places.
Yeah, but maybe they have a technical problem. Like maybe the registers or computers are down, you know?
No, they're just
That's
being
his fault.
assholes.
I'm gonna tell his ass like, all right, how do I fucking do this shit? Can I do pickup?
Can't
How
you
hard?
just download the Taco Bell app and do it on that?
He said DoorDash is what I have to use. All right,
Oh,
Taco Bell. Hold on, let me see what these girls want.
you're such a nice guy. You still buying them food.
What was it? Gorditas?
Corditas.
All right, you sure? Do y'all have an Uber coming? Okay, so you guys are good, safe. All right. Yeah,
How warm is it there?
it's cold tonight for some
Well,
reason.
what's cold?
Like 70, 59 right now.
Well, they're half
Cindy,
naked.
that's swimming weather up here.
Oh my God.
59. We're going to the beach. They're over there talking about it's cold.
All right,
I mean,
now I got to order
well,
from
the girls are
Brad.
dressed kind of like it's summertime.
Yeah, but
Well,
Yeah.
see,
it's usually a
It,
lot hotter.
Well, sure.
we dressed like that and we didn't care what the temperature was when we were out.
Oh,
You
I'll
did
tell you
too.
what, those girls were more clothed than have seen most of the night. Everybody's getting the bad news.
hey, Bob, what happened to the guy that ran into the friggin' sign?
Dude, I'm gonna call Joey and have him pull that tape. It was the most. You ever see like these guys? They do these stupid stunts. One of his buddy was like, "All right, go jump into it." He ran fucking full speed. And I like saw it happen and I was like, oh, he's gonna, it's just a joke. Fucking leaped into this Taco Bell sign, bounced off of it into the curb and like he was stumbling away. And I'm like, so I tried to get the camera up in time. I couldn't fucking believe it.
They
All
do
right.
that for TikTok.
You gotta do it for the gram. Do it for the gram.
I Yeah, there was a guy filming it. Uh Fuck. Nacho fries, I guess. I haven't ordered Taco Bell sober, I don't think ever. Um she
Hey,
just
Cindy,
wants
did you used to go to the Palace when you were a kid? Was that around back then? Oh, she went to bed.
We're about to try something. Wish us luck.
if you need me to all right. They're gonna walk back up to the window.
They said, "Wish me luck." We might
Wish
want to
me
see. We
luck.
might want to video record
Hold
that.
my beer. Wish me luck. Hold on, let me turn this some bitch around. Oh, this is awesome. Here, I'm gonna screen record this. Probably gonna have to go up here and help these people.
They should say they're here, pick up a dash.
This is amazing. Only in Oxford. All right. I gotta go back to ordering DoorDash. Hold on.
Sheree, you still there?
Yeah, I was actually just putting another one of those products in the chat for you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, how are you?
Yes,
Mhm.
I'm okay. It was 101 here today.
Yeah, I heard you guys had some high temperatures.
Yeah,
My
and just a couple days ago, it was like in the, I don't know, 55, 54, 56. And then it
wow,
just, within 24 hours, it just jumped.
this weather's crazy. And let's see, Billy she's in California. She said it was 88. Someone else in Arizona said it was where's Storm? Storm is in
Arizona. He's in
Arizona.
Arizona.
He said it was 100 also. That's wild. Alexa, what's the temperature? Right now, it's 55 degrees Fahrenheit. 55, today, yeah. Expect a high of 74 degrees.
It's 78 here right now. Feels actually really good though. Like, I wish it was 78 during the day.
It's 68 here.
I'm jealous. Yet I still have the air conditioner on.
Hey, Shay, the perfume that's in there, that's the one I should get.
It's a winner.
Okay,
It's a home run. You know how
all
people
right.
perfume is like a personal thing? No, every woman loves that perfume. It's an old perfumery. They have like maybe like 200 perfumes, but it's gorgeous. I can only justify buying it once a year or twice a year, or two of them once a year.
Wow. That's a lot. When I
It's
go to Bloomingdale's or whatever, do you think they carry it at places like that? I'll smell it or ask for a sample.
Yeah, exactly. Try it. You're gonna love it. But they sell in Nordstrom's and Saks Fifth Avenue. But they have a boutique here, so I just go to the store. But it's so gorgeous.
I'm not a huge fan of that one.
I like the original Suntel, which is like the in the man's line, but I like more
Yeah.
oody, more musky. You know me, but I love
Yeah.
creed.
Yeah, but good perfume is good perfume. There's no male or female. I have the Santal. Santal, it has a red kind of bottle. I think I have that
Yeah,
one.
that's the one I use. I mix it with a lot of perfumes too.
Oh, I love it. I'm always afraid to mix perfumes. Let me tell you, I'm a poor girl, but I'm a snob about perfume and food.
Yeah, I used to not mix that one, but now I mix it all the time.
I'm such a punk. I'm always afraid to mix. So, what would you mix with Santal?
Oh my God, I don't even mix the same brand. I switch it over, so I'll put some Kiali, which is a Dubai brand. I'll put some Tom Ford with it, depending on the mood. Um, use some of the lighter Tom Fords, like the Vanilla Sex, um, and other flavors like that. But yeah, I mix it all the time now. I use it as my base.
I guess I have to get more adventurous. Do you ever try the Creed Melissime Imperial, the gold bottle?
Yeah,
That's
I have like 7 Creed bottles.
yeah, that's
So
my favorite.
spring flower. I have a lot of the I think this what was it called, Tweed.
Green Irish Tweed. I love
Yeah,
that.
Green Irish Tweed. I have that one. I love that one.
I love perfume.
Yeah, I have this. I have this one that you posted here, but I don't wear it that much. It's too flowery to me.
I bet they have amazing ones in Dubai.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, my friend's perfumery. It's amazing. I'm working on a scent to bring back here to America.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
Why are their perfumes so amazing? Like,
Because
what
it's
is it?
oil based and oud based,
Oud,
and it
yeah.
lasts longer. Hmm.
I did go to on a perfumery tour when I was in not Paris, but somewhere out in France. I don't remember where it was, but it's just really interesting. I don't know. I guess that's one of my little hobbies or one of my favorite things.
Yeah, I'm spoiled over in Dubai with all the perfumes.
They're just intoxicating. I don't have any, and I've never been to Dubai, but
Oh my god, I got like 7.
mm,
But that's what they do. Like every time you enter, like have a meeting or enter someone for like an event, they give you gifts. And I have so many people who have like given me perfumes, and then even Shafat. It's like every time I arrive, he has to hand me a new perfume. So it's I
I love it.
got my collection. But they wear it like I mean they spray so much on. Like there's an under layer, there's an upper layer, there's a layer just for your wrists and your necks. So they're all about the perfume.
I love it.
I think I'm more fascinated with the perfumes now because I get to wear it. Because when I was dancing, I wasn't allowed to wear it.
Really?
Hmm.
I,
People, because you're around people who could be allergic, and you don't want to kill them on the floor.
I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yep. So I wasn't allowed to wear it when I danced. Competition rule.
Lauren, what is it like grocery shopping in Dubai? Like, we know how we search for everything organic here. What's it like grocery shopping there?
Um, it's still like really it's like they don't say organic there because everything's actually not really pesticide there because they get their products from not only um, beautiful agriculture countries and they ship it in that way. Since Pakistan's a huge agriculture country, um, we get a lot of foreign. Um, like the mangoes are better, the strawberries are better, just because it's better fruits and vegetables over there. And I like eating over there. I like cooking over there, due to the fact that the vegetables and the fruits and the meat is not as good. I mean, they have mutton and stuff which you can get, which is their um, common food. But like getting an actual beef, like a steak, I find their steaks are hard to get in the stores.
They have okay beef, but like if you just want a steak, I have to call my friend and ship it in.
Wow. I don't really like meat, but what about fish and chicken? Is there a lot of fish and chicken? Like I
Oh, they
feel
have a lot of fish. Chicken. They're okay at chicken. They get a full blown chickens. It's hard to find like chicken breasts and stuff like that. Everything's kind of really kind of off the farm. It's the best way to describe it. They're not butchered or any of that stuff. So they do have chicken. They have tons of fish because they're on the water.
so dumber question. Do people I hate chicken, but do people have chickens there or farms? And
No,
okay.
no, because it is the desert. We have some agriculture areas where they have the some grass and trees and stuff like that where the chicken can roam, but they have a hard time on the sand. But we ship our chickens in, and from like I said, the countries around the corner, because Africa, India, all that is just over the water.
Very interesting.
Hmm.
I guess those, 5-star and 6-star. I've never been to a 6-star hotel. Have you?
It's like Vegas. Oh, I've been to the 7-star hotel.
Wow.
Um, but it's just like Vegas because we don't have water here. We ship all our fish here to Vegas, so it's the same story over there. But the
And
thing I
it,
like about over there is their grocery stores has more international cuisines in the stores than they do here. I can find all my favorite Russian products and things like that over there.
that's the way to do it.
Jonathan is up. That's hilarious.
That's